So last week you guys had your first real adventure. You got to go to the composting caverns and get covered in crap and kill some troglodytes and accidentally find a way into the Underdark, which kind of freaks everybody out. You helped the town recover from the earthquake, and when you got back, you collected a sizable reward. Did I give you your reward from the military?
100 gold.
Yes, okay. Just wanted to make sure. Moving into this week, you didn't have a whole lot of downtime, but let's talk about what you did do. Oh, you stink. Oh, weird.
We're just covered in poop. That makes sense.
Well played.
Okay, I see what I did. I'll fix that later. So, did you guys do anything interesting this week other than help with construction? Like, what else did you guys want to do?
Mav was out looking for jobs for the guild in relation to construction.
And if I put that away.
That wasn't on purpose, I swear.
And if I remember right, Thanok was helping with that, and Othig was just working on reconstruction and the restoration, right?
Yes.
No, I wanted to chat up with people too if there was time.
Okay. All right. So while you guys are working around town, Thanok, you're approached by a guy who slips you a folded up piece of paper that says, "Meet me at the inn tonight."
Get invited to the inn tonight, my guys.
My first thought, I shouldn't even say this, my first thought was, how did he spell meat?
That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. So that's an event that happens. Filbert, what are you doing?
I'm a cat.
You're a cat. So you guys have noticed Filbert is missing.
Again.
While you're in your room in the morning, though, there's a commotion in the hallway. And one of you goes to open the door, and
There's a tiger.
There's a tiger in the hallway.
It's kind of shadowy. It's okay. So, yeah, there's looks like a normal like savannah cat, big tiger thing, except like instead of stripes where its stripes would be, shadows are kind of falling off of it. That just kind of fall to the floor in kind of like water droplets, and then it just looks at you and sits.
As you open the door and there's a tiger there, Grummy freaks out and shoots an arrow at the tiger.
That's acceptable.
I'm going to roll damage. Tiger, you're hit for 11 points of damage.
Oh, hold on. I needed to do, where is Striped Kitty? Poof.
What's that?
Those are the temporary hit points from being a kitty. I found a way to roll them, and it just gives me my...
Interesting.
So how much damage?
For 11. So this arrow... So you have 36 hit points right now as a tiger?
Yeah, 36 is a tiger.
Holy crap!
25.
That seems to be a lot for a CR1 creature.
Yeah, their average is 37. 5d10 plus 10.
All right on. You watch as this tiger's sitting there dumb in the hallway and gets stuck by an arrow and just kind of continues to sit there.
Oh no, it's gonna run.
Okay, and it turns and runs, and all of a sudden there's other people in the inn now screaming that there is a tiger on the loose.
Yep.
Tony, what are you doing?
So, have I already experienced the fact that I haven't been able to really control this so far?
Well, it's all new to you, but you feel like you have a decent handle on it.
Okay, because I spent the morning kind of shifting.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure. Keep going, T.
So I will round the corner out of sight, and I'm gonna turn into just a general like street dog, and then pretend to bark at something that's continued to run, and just sit there and like bark. Except because of the nature of what I am, there every time I wag my tail, there's like a swoop of shadow and smoke.
Okay.
So anyone who's been paying attention totally knows it's the same creature. But Phil doesn't know that.
I don't think anybody's noticed that yet.
Okay,
So
good.
there's been a tiger in their face this morning, which was promptly shot, and then ran away.
Yep. Now there's a dog barking at wherever the cat went.
Yeah, and Grummy and a lizard folk come running around a corner looking for the cat. And they see a dog, and they look extraordinarily confused. The dog points.
No, but I'm gonna try like a pointer, like with the stance. And then I'm just gonna bork.
Okay, make a deception check.
Yep, probably gonna be bad. Oh, that's. I'm not terrible at deception. I apparently have training in it. I deceive with a 9.
As they run past you, looking at you curiously because there's a dog upstairs in the inn, Sky smells you and says, "Tasty," and keeps running.
Wonderful. And Albert is perched on my head.
Okay, that's fine. And so the rest of your day goes on with you animaling it up, trying to figure out what's going on with your shape changing.
I'll get a hang of it eventually, I'm sure.
I'm sure you will.
With all of his life choices.
What?
So, at some point, I'll become a rat and find myself to a grain bin and just wait there for Mav to find me. Because I assume it's sometime today he'll take inventory like he does every once in a while, and I just assume today is inventory day.
I don't think he's going around counting grain bins, but sure.
Phil doesn't know that.
Sure.
I mean, he kind of knows. He just knows that he likes to count things.
So, do you guys want to squeeze crafting days in your downtime at all this time around?
I only didn't say anything about that because I felt like it was unrealistic to say that I would want to do that, given the fact of like the monumental construction project that's going on and the other things that we're trying to accomplish. I just felt like it wasn't fair to. I don't know. That's just what I felt. I felt like it wasn't fair to try to say I want to do everything.
No,
I was.
Go ahead, Andy.
I was not going to plan on doing any crafting or anything like that.
Okay. Well, here was my thought process on it. It's all of the simple construction is, for the most part, in process or being taken care of by common laborers. So if you guys were helping rebuild stuff, you would be getting into peculiar circumstances. And so I thought at least the experience of addressing interesting problems would be worth at least one day's worth of crafting.
Okay.
So for you three who are helping with that and not running around as animals all day, you can at least make one crafting roll to add to that, because it's sort of like research and practice.
Okay. So what is it, a D20 plus our...
Plus your full proficiency, so your proficiency plus your modifier.
Are we rolling with...
for me.
Like for tinkering, so that would be like I'd roll roll that with just a plain D20 or with the...
Dude.
Just a plain D20 and then add your expertise to it.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you guys know you can make custom skill checks in your skill tree if you wanted to put your tinker's tools or what are your crafter's tools in there?
I did not know that.
You can.
Under skills, if you hit the little
So look at that.
pen.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never even thought about clicking that one there.
Yep, that'll do that. So you can stick that in there. That'll be helpful to some degree for you guys. Okay, so Thanak, are you meeting this guy at the inn?
Yeah.
All right, so
Where did that happen? Where did he experience this exchange?
it was out
Street corner under a red light.
Oh.
By a guy in a trench coat and his hood up.
Yeah, no, it was while he was working on something. The guy just walked past him and slipped him a note.
Just for curiosity's sake, can I follow him as an animal?
Yeah, of course.
Follow who?
Well, make a perception check to see if you're even anywhere near him when this happens. Yeah, I'm going to say you weren't in the area when this happened. You were off doing something else.
Cool. In that case, I am following Othig around then, as a rat.
Okay. So you were practicing your animal skills, and Thanak gets slipped the note. And Mav, was there anything else you would like to follow up on in your time or to do other than helping out with reconstruction?
No.
All right. What about purchases? Do you guys want to make any purchases during your downtime?
Othig's not.
A healing kit if one's available, but odds are they're still probably not available.
No, the supplies have started to flow back into town. There's a decent amount of relief coming in from the capital and from Marisi. So you would definitely be able, at this point, be able to pick up a healer's kit without inflation prices. So
Are you guys okay if I take that out of the community pot?
Yep.
Yeah, Filbert will also help you make one later.
Didn't you used to have a bigger dog?
Hey, Mike.
What?
What stat is Wargong?
Charisma.
That is no way. It's totally strength based.
Is it strength?
Yeah,
that's
man.
Awesome.
That's
great.
That is definitely a strength based performance check.
All right, I will take that all day.
So, all right. Well, you pick up your healer's kit, and I'm guessing probably nothing else at this point. The morning of day 2, you guys are presented with another contract, which Grummy is going to take because it's a bounty, and that's right up her alley. The city wants her to hunt down. Apparently, there is an orc somewhere to the southeast forming a bandit posse, and she's going to go deal with this orc and whoever's following it, and she's going to take the others with, because for the most part they're all sneaky, and that
This
will.
is on her downtime?
Well, this is happening during your downtime.
Okay.
So, it's the guild's second official mission, not just something that they went and did. The lions were just something she heard about and ran out and did. So, Mav, if you want to present the city a contract for this,
He will.
okay, they will sign it. If the orc can be delivered alive, it's 100 gold. Dead, it's 50. So she will definitely be attempting to take him alive.
Yep. Is she able to meet with? I don't know how much I'm allowed to interfere with. Is she allowed to meet with Thanak and Othig to get one of those traps made up?
I was actually going to ask if
with snares,
we would
but
have
she
had
doesn't
time to
know
go with
traps
her.
well.
Why would she want a scorpion trap?
No. Oh, sorry. I thought they were talking about using their ability to make people traps at one point.
Yeah, no, I could. If she comes to me, well, how much time between the start of the mission and when she should go?
It won't be long. They're going to leave first light.
Yeah, no worries then. I thought I remembered from last time Othig and Thanak talking about making stuff, but I might have misinterpreted.
Yeah, no, I mean my biggest thing would be making sure she's got manacles that are strong enough for an orc.
She has plenty of manacles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does she have one of those cool things that connect the manacles together, so you can put them behind your wrist and behind your legs? And
Yes. She's been bounty hunting for a bit while you guys were gone,
okay.
so she's very capable.
Okay.
In that regard. So
Yeah, as long as she's got the stuff like that, then that's totally fine. Yeah. That was the only thing that
Okay.
I was thinking about as far as adding.
Are any of us able to go with her? Does it help?
She's got a group.
yeah, she's taken the brothers and Pungent Sky with her. Because one of the brothers is a rogue and the other one he's a fighter, but he's a high dex fighter, so they're a pretty sneaky organization. She says, no offense to you guys, but you're not really the sneakiest people around. So semi-sneaky, but not super sneaky. So
Is not sneaky.
sneaking up into a bandit camp to take people alive. She's just not convinced clunky people in heavy armor are the way to go.
Right on.
So,
Correct.
did you just kill?
Who did that?
Why did you? Why did we do that?
Who did that?
The numbers.
Why am I dead?
No, that killed me. You did.
Why are you hitting
Like,
people
I'm
with
dead.
spells?
I'm not unconscious. I'm dead.
Well, let's stop that.
Is this how we find out that Mav is actually the villain of the game?
Maybe.
It might be.
I waited all this time to turn on you now.
The second level.
All right.
By
So,
my one temporary hit point.
and what we just did there, the other groups taking off on missions, that'll be pretty normal. But as we move forward, I might present you with options to send the other group out.
All right. How fun.
You know, and so depending on what you do or do not do, it will affect other things. So, and as you recruit more people, you'll probably have more groups.
How cool.
And some of that we might do over Discord, but the main ones that you're really connected to, we will probably save for live play. So, now that downtime's over, let's talk about our cutscene. The music stops abruptly, and the breeze dies, and the air becomes thick and heavy. There's a tension in the atmosphere, carrying with it a foul mood. Buzzing insects begin chittering angrily, and the shadows grow longer and darker. The whispered tones of spell work hang in the darkness, echoing about the grove. Through the trees, a figure can be seen standing atop a large stone. It points angrily and releases a blast of magical energy. So, you meet your contact at the inn that night. This human walks in. He's got a cloak pulled around him, hood up.
Is it M-E-E-T or M-E-A-T?
He looks shifty, but more scared than actually shifty. And he comes up to you, and he sits down, and he says, "I didn't know if you'd be here or not."
Is it Von Richten?
No, it's not Von Richten. Actually, you guys wouldn't know the name Von Richten. Von Richten doesn't exist.
I know.
Never has. So, he sits down across from you all.
I am a person now.
Okay.
I've figured out how to do the things. I do have a shadow mask that I made, though. That is important.
So you have a weird mask?
Well, it's not weird. It's like a charcoal kabuki mask.
Yeah, that's weird.
Made from one of the burnt down buildings.
Oh.
So,
yeah, that's a little strange, but okay.
he doesn't wear it all the time. He just has it. He only puts it on when he needs to do shadowy stuff.
Cool. This guy is just sitting there awkwardly, and he looks around.
What did he say again?
He wasn't sure if you'd meet him.
Oh.
He says, I have some information you might be interested in.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna...
What race is he?
He's a human.
He's a human. But the letter was only given to
It's
Thanak?
given to me.
He slipped it to Thanak.
But
And
we're all there.
Yeah, he's looking at everybody too. You get the feeling like he's got information that would interest you guys as a group, not necessarily Thanak. He just made contact through Thanak.
Okay. Well, Othig would just be abrupt and say, "Well, let's have it out."
Look, I didn't come by this information easily, if you get my drift.
I think he wants money.
What if what if we hear what you have to say and then we weigh how valuable the information is?
Why don't I tell you straight out? And he looks at you, Othig, and he says, it's got to do with your parents. And then you tell me how much that's worth to you.
Othig's parents.
Yes.
Well, Othig's parents are what family am I getting again?
Belva and Tubathar.
Granite backs.
Tubatir.
Oh,
Thubatir.
I thought someone else I was with someone else's family here, but I guess not.
I think I copied the right names in.
My
But
parents would have been...
the Masons.
Yeah, and they were in the clan a year ago.
Yep.
What happened to them?
You don't know. Nobody knows right now, except maybe this guy.
Except this guy.
Okay.
Can I make an insight check on this fellow?
You absolutely can.
I'm insightful. I got an 11.
You detect. You think he's being honest. That he's definitely shifty, but you don't think he's being dishonest.
Okay.
I am going to go to the bar,
Mm-hmm.
get a round for us all, put it down on the table, but I'm not going to sit out, I'm just going to stand behind it.
Okay. He looks around. He's like, "Look, I'm not looking for trouble, but I did risk a lot coming here, and I really would like to get paid for it, and what I know is good."
Ooh, I found a use for my mushrooms. I'm going to give him 1 jar of mushrooms.
He looks at you, and then he looks at the mask on your hip and the way you're dressed. Thanks. I'm gonna need more than this.
Did our drinks come yet?
Yeah,
Yeah, I brought him.
Thanik brought him
Okay.
over.
I'm downing mine immediately, and then I'm gonna ask him how much.
Look, I know you guys just got back to town. I know you're not rolling in it. I would like to set up an arrangement.
That's a trade.
I'm gonna look at Mav. I think he wants a contract.
Matt will nod and say that we're open to an agreement.
You see, I work for the Red Rocks. And I hear a lot of things.
I would probably pull out my weapon at that time.
Oh, hey! He backs up right into Thanik. He's looking around. He looks very nervous. He's like, none of them are in here right now, but they could come in any moment. You know you've seen them in here. I'm being genuine. But I'm risking everything to bring you this information.
I'll settle back down and put my weapon away. That was probably the wrong thing for him to say.
Apparently. He's like, all right. Good faith, right? This is in good faith.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Rocks just moved your parents through the area here. Maybe a week before you guys got back to town. They were taken out north of town and taken over to the keep. Apparently, they're planning on building several additions to the keep, and since your parents have great skill in masonry, they plan on putting them to work.
The keep to the northeast?
Yep.
Where the tiger was.
The line, yeah. The line was further down the road, but the keep
Right.
is along that road.
Okay.
He's like,
Is that the keep we were at?
nope,
No, we were at Achilleos' compound.
which is north of the road. But it's that whole side of the area is Red Rock territory, so they have several small holdings and buildings in that area. But those are the main ones that you guys would want marked. I don't want to mark all the houses that are out there on the map. That'd be silly. But there's a lot. He's like, I don't know much more about them in particular right now, but that's why I'm here to make an arrangement. Look, I want to get my family out of here, but I can't do that on nothing.
He wants to get his family out of here? Wait, he wants to leave the Red Rock?
Yeah, he would very much like to leave.
Where does he want to go?
Anywhere but Red Rock territory.
I'm just going to lean in real close and ask him, then why haven't you joined the Sphinx?
Are you kidding me? Sons of the Sphinx? They'd execute us if they caught us. There's no way.
No, with the Red Rocks.
Nah, they'll just give us a beating and sell us off to somebody else. There's no money in execution.
He seems really keen on killing.
So
Matt would ask him.
What's his proposition? Does he want to come work for us?
He wants to be an informant.
So yeah, he kind of wants to work.
Oh yeah, I guess in that regard.
A spy.
Oh, Mav, I think we need a contract.
I'm working on it.
Spies
You
don't
guys keep talking.
paper trails.
No, he's not real keen on signing a contract.
Mav is going to pull out the contract and mark his name down as X.
Okay.
Actually, no. We need a generator for this.
Code
Yeah,
name.
give it.
Code name agent generator.
Mushroom bottle. Code name mushroom bottle.
While he's writing this, I'll just ask him. You work for the Red Rocks. The Red Rocks hate us. How do we know that this isn't just a setup?
Yep, that's what I was thinking. That's a
True,
question.
Thanak. Everyone is out to get you.
I guess you don't. But I don't. If you can think of some way to get me to convince you that doesn't put me and my family in danger, I'd be more than happy to prove it to you.
Tell us
Is
where
there
you're-
something that we could have him do that would show a sign of rebellion at the Red Rock compound or somewhere close that wouldn't necessarily be something that's... I want to say, like, raise a flag of the granite back, but I don't
He
want
has to keep up appearances with the Red Rocks for a while.
Yeah.
Tell us where your family is. If you betray us, we'll just come kill them.
Wow.
If you are not trying to screw us over, then they are not at risk.
Hey, we're not in season 2. We're not those characters.
You don't do that.
We're not that strong yet.
He looks. Good grief! All you dwarves.
Not all of them.
If you are not here to betray us, they are not at risk.
His code name is going to be Defiant Mercury.
Defiant Mercury. All right.
I really like mushroom bottle better.
Defiant Mercury. He takes the contract. He flips it over and he sketches out a map. And he marks his house down where his house is at and describes it underneath. It's on the way to Red Rock Keep. It's right off the road. He says, "This is where we live."
All right, so we'll do this. Go out there. On our way, we're not going to make a trip just to go do that. But on the way out there, we'll stop. And if they're there, then we won't even bother them. We'll like confirm that that's where they are. And if that's where they are, then we'll continue on what we're doing. We won't talk to them. We will have no contact with them unless you are lying.
Fair enough. He looks really nervous. You can actually see him sweating. He's pretty uptight at the moment. He's like,
I would tell him to take a breath. Like, we mean no ill will. We're just not trusting of Red Rock.
I don't blame you after what they did to you guys last year. That's why I came to you.
He's perspiring.
Yes.
I'm gonna use Druidcraft and create a gentle puff of wind and just kind of like keep it blowing on him, like cool him off a little bit because I feel like he's just a little
Oh,
more stressed.
that's nice. That's real nice.
Just gave him a personal ban.
He's like, so, I don't want to be forward, but so we have a deal.
If your family are where you say they are, then yes.
So how do I get paid?
I'm gonna take back my jar of mushrooms.
What's his job with the Red Rocks?
His family are groundskeepers. They take care of a portion of the grounds of Red Rock Keep. So
when
he's
do they come to town? Do they come to town?
not often. He does once in a while to buy supplies, which is what he tells you he's in town for over the next 3 to 4 days. He's waiting for a shipment of seed and other things and foodstuffs to come in. So
Where does he buy well, okay, so like can we set something up so that he gets paid through the person that he sees to buy supplies through, almost like it's a credit for his supplies?
Or
That
we
way-
can set up a dead drop.
Yeah, that's basically what. Yeah.
Yeah, you can set that up.
That way all of us are protected.
Yep.
Okay.
He's really that nervous.
He's super nervous. Like,
Would there be a cost to bribe wherever he's picking up seed from?
there might be.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to ask. Like, who is it? Is it a dwarf? Is it someone we know? Is it a red rock?
It is. It's a merchant that drives up from the capital to drop stuff off from, and he's like he clarifies he's picking up seeds for like luxury plants, like annual flowers and things like that. He's not picking up, wheat seed or iron grass. He's picking up fancy stuff. So. But he could give you the name of the merchant that'll come to town.
Well, I mean, do we want to do that and incur a possible extra fee as well as put an extra person into this?
Or do we just look at dead drop?
Yeah, just look at a dead drop and just let him know where to find it.
He would prefer that. He can pass information that way as long too, without ever meeting you, because he can write well, so he can.
So let's do that.
Okay.
Do you want us to actually set up a dead drop, or can we just roleplay that out?
Yeah, we'll just roleplay that out. We don't need to actually set up a dead drop.
So Phil's still leaned in close, and he's just gonna. So if it comes to it, are you one of our? I know a guy.
I'd prefer not to be, but if it's an emergency, maybe. I want to stay as under whatever the medieval radar is.
Under the scrying orb?
Yes.
Under the moat?
Yep. I want to stay as far under the scrying orb as I can.
I would think that we could agree to that. One thing Matt would like to do is, as we're fixing up houses in Elenos in general, is use the crafting tools to create a couple of different dead drop locations.
Yeah.
The city.
All right.
In the projects that we do.
Definitely, I think that's something I wouldn't even make you make a roll for. It's smart. It's easy. You could even put one here in the inn, since you've done a bunch of work on the inn and are still doing work on the inn.
Sure.
And it's a pretty common place for anybody to go. He would tell you he frequents it while he's in town, obviously waiting for deliveries, things of that nature.
I would try to get all the primary areas, so even if we could do like the government building, if there's anywhere there, or
Okay.
just anywhere somebody might feasibly go.
Okay, yeah, you hit up a bunch of areas to count for dead drops.
This is super gross, but put them in the outhouses.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, because
No, they're gonna disappear into a thing. We can't put them in the outhouses. They go to a different place. That's bad.
Not the whole outhouse.
No,
No,
but the stuff in the bottom goes.
We'll just send you to go collect it, Bill.
I don't want that.
You can be a rat and go collect it.
I mean, I could be a rat and go collect it and not go in.
All right.
I mean, honestly,
So
that's probably a longer thing, because we'd have to actually go figure out how to hide a
Body.
dead drop. No, not a body.
What? If we kill his family, we're good.
that escalated really fast. Okay. So
I will say the poop cisterns are probably a good place for a body.
Probably.
There's probably a bunch in there.
well, no, there's usually workers out there. They kind of see it flop in.
Yeah, but would they? I mean, do they know where? Is there like a sorting tube?
Okay,
Oh,
let's pick up the log file.
Yeah.
well, they would know it would come from town because all of the stuff in that one cavern comes from this town, so, or nearby. So yeah. Anyway, he says, so
We digress.
Yeah.
we done? We done here then?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you started this.
Did he have any information for us right now?
Yeah.
Just the bit about Othig's parents.
Oh, okay.
That
But
was
there's nothing we can do about that. His parents being here doesn't help us at all, does it?
well, they're alive now.
Oh, that's fair.
Yep.
Is he expecting a monthly stipend, or is it a cost per, like, information?
I would say it's a per. Like, we pay him per information.
That would
Yeah.
be my thought.
He would agree
At
to
least
that.
until he establishes himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
He would definitely agree to that. So he's wondering though if he gets a stipend for the information that was just given.
I put the mushrooms back on the table.
He can have something, but we are absolutely not giving him money out in the open.
Okay. He
So
will.
when he goes to the dead drop, there will be money in it.
Perfect.
Actually, I can put. I don't have any coins. Never mind. I was gonna put some coins in the mushroom jar, but I don't have any.
I'm under the impression that that even if we don't see them, I don't. There may not be necessarily any Red Rocks here.
Yeah.
There may be spies.
Red Rock friendly people here.
There could be.
So I am absolutely not giving him money out in the open.
Okay.
Red Rock sympathizers, even.
Yes.
He does
Even
tell
to
you.
the point where I might pick a fight with him just for show.
He says he doesn't think you need to do that. Looking around the bar, it's almost completely empty, and the people that are there are people you know.
Punch it anyway. Do it.
He does say he does let you know that if you want a certain kind of information, let him know, and he will try and make sure he gathers that.
Okay.
So,
Well, what's his name?
Mercury.
Mercury rising.
What's his
Defiant Mercury.
Defiant Mercury.
Defiant Mercury.
We don't actually know his real name. That's important.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not a bad thing.
So we'll just set something up where we will check the dead drop on like certain days, and he will check it on certain other days.
Okay. He does let you know he only comes to town about once every week, so...
Yeah, I was thinking like once a week or once every other week. Type.
Okay, cool. And with that, he thanks you for not beating him up, and he gets up to leave. And as he's leaving, he gets to the door, and he turns around and he's smiling a lot. He puts his hood down, and he yells, "You all hear that? Wow!" And he runs outside.
What?
He yelled, "Do you hear that?"
I'm gonna go to the door and see if I hear anything.
Make a
I'm
perception
gonna
check.
see if I hear anything.
Nice.
Listen, you smell that?
Yeah.
Do I hear anything?
You do. You guys are starting to hear music.
Look at that.
Yep. You hear a song playing, and you can barely make out the lyrics, but it's got a really catchy beat to it. And all sorts of people are outside gathering in the town square starting to sing.
It's a hoot-iversary.
Is this magical?
No,
I wouldn't know.
at the moment, you have no idea if it's magical or not.
Do I recognize the melody?
No. Phil, you do, though. It's one of Tabby's favorite songs.
Ooh.
It's a song called The Naughty Satyr.
Is it on any type of instrument I recognize?
It's being played on a flute at the moment. But you can barely hear the music because so many people are singing this song, which kind of surprises you because you didn't think that many people knew the song.
Do we know the song?
You guys don't know the song.
I know the song, though.
But are we singing it too?
I might be. I might be just because I enjoy it. I am. I decided I am singing the song.
So I'll go outside, I guess.
All right, you go outside and there's a straight party forming out there. There's several dozen people gathering right inside the bazaar, and they're having a good old time. They're singing, they're laughing, they're dancing. They're all like skipping around a bard who is obviously leading the jaunt. He puts his pipes aside and he pulls out a lute and continues the same melody, and he starts to sing the song, and his voice carries over everybody else. And the song is, what's it go? It says, "Now fill my cup not once but thrice with flagon's brim, and I will dance Let unseen pixies toss their grounds while I, the king, indulge my vice. With folded boughs and treants leave, as merry damsels come undone. And it keeps going, and everybody's just like singing, and then you start hearing things about when the world is shaking and everybody's breaking, they're staying alive. It's like got this really great disco beat, but you guys don't know disco yet. So everybody seems to be having a good time. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to join.
All right. Merchants are rolling out casks of ale, and people are exchanging. You know, they're buying up beer and everything else, and there is a festival breaking out in town.
Oh, festival guys.
Is that bad? Festivals are bad.
Festivals are bad.
Why are festivals bad?
Barovia.
Oh,
Stop! We're not in Barovia anymore. Not everything is terrible, and even if it is
guys
the
will forever be in Barovia, Mike.
Look, I had my turn. Now you have to convince Andy that we're not in the realm.
even if the festival is the hook for the adventure, it doesn't mean it's Barovia terrible.
Not this time.
So yeah, Filbert is gonna go out and he's gonna join. He's gonna festivity up. He's actually probably looking for Tabby to see if she's as excited as he is that her favorite song is playing.
Okay. What are the other three doing?
I'm looking at my ale to see what's in it.
It's a regular ale.
Mushrooms.
You're looking at your tail. I was thinking Othig is probably just going to either grab his ale or grab another ale and probably join, because that's probably what he would do.
Right on. You start drinking with everybody else and laughing and singing, and you don't even know the words of the song, but you're that guy in the corner who's going, "How about this stand music?"
Yeah, he's just rocking around and swinging his ale around and
Yep. Anybody not want to join in, or is everybody getting in on this party?
I don't want to join in.
What?
You and Matt both.
All right, I need you guys to make charisma saving throws. You decide to go back in the inn, and all of a sudden you're like, maybe not. Do I want to stay?
I feel like I know what's gonna happen.
Oh, you both really want to stay. Mav almost makes it back in, and then he's got his hand on the door. Last minute, no, he's going to go back out.
Old thing's like, no, stay out here.
No, you guys who wanted to get onto the party, you are definitely in on the party. So this bard, he climbs up on that ring around the garden in the middle and calls everybody over to the garden, and the party moves from the
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
from the bazaar into the garden, and then people are pouring into the bazaar. At one point in time, after about an hour of this festival starting, it looks as if almost everybody in town is here.
Guys,
The-
this is really bizarre.
We've been dancing like nonstop.
Not nonstop. It's, some of you guys are standing around talking and drinking. There's dancing.
Okay, so it's not like we're all on ecstasy.
No. But there's plenty of other things that happen when everybody gets on ecstasy too. There's a lot of making out starting and going on. There's this is a full scale debauchery starting up. So this festival,
Now debauchery.
it's ramping up, and there are hundreds of people in the square as this party turns from festival to debaucherous. And lasts way into the night. There are people continually dancing and drinking and eating and frolicking nonstop. You've never seen anything quite like it, but you're having a heck of a good time. The bard, throughout the evening, stops singing at certain points and goes around and introduces himself and talks with people. And so he comes over by you guys at one point in time and introduces himself as Ulrin Zabas.
Ulrin Zabas.
I'll introduce myself as Filbert Granback, ambassador to the Ashen Vale.
He smiles and he says, "I've been there.
Mephits!
Smoke mephits, right?
They're awful.
Oh, terrible little beasties."
Literally. What race is this guy?
Australian.
What is the Australian
Is he
race?
a halfling?
No, he's not a halfling. He's a human.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, so I would definitely have some conversations with him about the Fae if he claims to have been there. I would decipher whether or not. I mean, he knows about the Ashen Veil and the smoke methods, so that part kind of gives it in there. But just share some stories back and forth about the Fae and ask what portions he's been to, things like that.
He spent quite a bit of time in the Fae, from what you can gather. You don't even need to roll an insight check on it. He starts to say things that you know are Fae related. And while you're having this conversation with him, you realize, this is the first time you've realized it, like you came back and found out how much older you were and figured you were gone a long time. Like while you were there, it never dawned on you that you were still aging. You came back in the way everybody reacted, but you are really, now that you're talking with this guy, starting to realize just how many gaps are in your memory of that time. It's like how few things you actually are putting together. But he lists off a bunch of different stuff that you relate to.
Is there any stuff he would help me gain clarity on for there, or no?
It's not so much of a clarity as like he would mention something and you'd be like, oh yeah, I was there. I saw that. I saw that mountain covered in cheese trees. You know, that happened, and all that type of stuff. Anybody else got any questions for Ulrin?
None that I can think of.
Okay.
Maybe you're going to ask how he's doing this.
We don't necessarily know that he is doing something.
Oh
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because Filbert knows. He just doesn't care.
I knew, and then I failed a saving throw, so now I don't know anymore.
That's fair.
Yeah, I totally failed also, so I'm just kind of sticking with, like...
Well, you intentionally joined the party, so you didn't even get a saving throw. You failed the moment you said, yeah, give me a beer.
Oh, well.
You know, actually, with Filbert's...
Look at my roll anyway, so... Even if I wanted to say
I'm
no.
going to ask if he intends to kill all these people.
Absolutely
That's
not.
what the Fae do.
No, absolutely not. Not on purpose, anyways. It's a party.
That's fair.
It's a party. Enjoy yourselves. And he goes back to playing, and the festival continues on throughout the evening. And as the sun comes up, he bows and says, well, everyone, good night. And he walks off. And the party very quickly starts to wind down, and you see a lot of exhausted people. Some of them just lay down in the street and pass out. What would you guys like to do? It was a good time.
I would like to lay down in the street and pass out.
You definitely feel like you could use a nap.
Well, I'll go back to my room.
All right, go back to the room. You go back to the room, and there's people in your room who don't belong there.
Are they busy?
They're not busy, but they're obviously drunk and just passed out in your room.
Okay, I'll just not aggressively, but I will pick them up and bring them outside.
They don't even.
Not outside, just the hallway.
Yeah, they don't even wake up.
Just put them down in the hallway.
Pick them up and put them down.
Like one of the guys mumbles something about flying as you carry him out, and he's just
Flying, Peter.
gone. He's just gone.
Yeah.
So you guys all take a rest. You get your full rest in, and you wake up in the late afternoon, and you're not feeling the best. You're Filbert. You wake up in the square with maybe 150 other people out there, and stumble your way
I was not drinking.
back to the end. You're still exhausted, though. You were. You stumble back to the inn, and you guys all get back together at your table, and you're sitting there, and you're trying to put together everything that went on. And Phil starts talking about the Fae, and you really wish you had a clear memory of everything that went on, but everything's a little bit hazy. And while you're recounting the evening's events, a woman walks in with a very concerned look on her face. She looks around and under tables. She even looks in the fountain. She keeps glancing at her left hand, and then obviously not finding what she's looking for, she leaves. A few minutes later, a man in a similar state of puzzling walks in. He pokes his head in the doors and he starts shouting for Lily. Nobody answers, and so he leaves. And then a middle-aged woman bursts into the inn, screaming for her son, Reggie, and wondering where his tramp girlfriend are. At the same time, the girlfriend comes down the stairs looking for her boyfriend, Reggie. The two start bickering, and then they get very concerned looks on their faces, and they leave. This type of event kind of continues for a bit.
Some people are missing.
There are people looking for things and people and pants and there
Are
are
we getting the impression that like this is the typical event that follows when people start sleeping around with everybody?
well
Or is this like people are actually missing?
they're both.
Okay.
There are things missing and there are people missing. As you guys begin to get up and ask around what's going on in town, there's a sizable amount of people who are gone. They do all seem to be younger people, but there's also quite a lot of valuables that have gone missing as well.
Are there any of our things missing?
Make investigation checks through your stuff.
Do you guys just want me to look and somebody can give me advantage, or
Well, everybody's rolling, so
it's fine?
it's not hard to figure out what's going on. All of your gold is missing.
Of course.
I just had this conversation about how I'm good with my money.
You don't have a lot else that's valuable, but that moss agate you found in the poop cave is gone. Yeah, a bunch of your stuff is missing.
Should we mark that off our inventory then?
You might get it back throughout the adventure, so don't now. But
Okay.
if we get to the end of the adventure and you haven't done well, we might need to make some changes. So, make intelligence saving throws as you're trying to remember the last events of the evening. I love it. I love these low numbers. You dwarves, you're all a bunch of box of rocks. Like, high number right now is 10. Anybody got better than that? Nope. Phil barely scratches his head and seems to remember he remembers Ulrin walking around with a bag and people putting things in it. And he was collecting for the concert, he said.
Is it just money that's gone? Money and jewels, or like any interesting equipment?
Probably anything valuable.
Yeah, there seems to be a decent smattering of stuff that's gone missing. People have turned in, like, household statues and things like that, like decorations, ancient...
Well, here's my question: Is it stuff that we personally think is valuable, that has like sentimental value, or is it stuff that's just like has a monetary value?
And mostly monetary value stuff.
Okay.
But there are some sentimental things missing as well. You run into that lady who was looking under the temples and in the fountain, and you find out that she was missing a copper ring that her late husband gave her. But it's just a cheap copper ring, so it's really not worth much at all, but it's extraordinarily important to her.
Is my book gone?
Is your what?
My book gone?
No, your book is not gone.
Okay.
Speaking of his book, I'm going to utilize that, and if I can, Tabby, I want to know who the author of that song was, and if the name is this guy.
No, I meant my other book, not the Fae book, my Weed Guardian book.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I don't care about that book. I care about the Fae book.
Yeah, neither of those are gone. You still can't find Tabby anywhere.
Yeah, we can
Probably,
look
yeah.
into this book. See if there's any like I just read the whole thing last week.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything in it about? Do I remember anything about
An Ulrin Zabas? No.
or that song or?
The song is called the Naughty Satyr. It's a pretty common song among those types of Fae creatures. And you would know that satyrs like nothing more than the type of event that just played itself out. Like, they're all into debauchery.
Yeah.
Does it give us an idea of where we could go to find them?
Um,
As Mav is listening, he's thinking that we should go to the Delanos farm. where
The next honey hole.
What?
He would be at the next target. He'd be at the next honey hole.
Both of those answers are actually decent speculation. Let's see. Yeah, that's your best guesses at the moment. Is that he'd be at one of those two places if he's moving on to his next target, or he'd be headed home, which would be the portal back to the Fae that you guys know exists. But you do know that one closed. Doesn't mean it can't reopen.
No, that's... Hang on.
Well, we should go talk to the authorities. See if they need some bounty hunters.
Yeah, sure. So you guys, as you're moving across town, you run into several of authorities who were all out partying that night, and they're in just as much of a state as anyone else. Apparently, the festival goers have all hidden their weapons and armor. They are the soldiery and the guards in town are at the moment desperately looking for things that they're never supposed to let out of their possession. But none of them, very few of them, seem to have some. As you're over there near the garrison, you see one guy hold up he's like, "I found my knife, got my knife," and it's kind of a mess. So they're like, "Yeah, if you're in a position to get our stuff back, that'd be great."
Well, let's see what we can do. And we will even do this contract at a discount because of how important it is for the city to get its belongings back.
It's for the good of the people.
Right.
And then Mav mark up the price.
Right on.
Our normal contract rate is 10% of all recovered goods.
Yeah.
We'll do it for 8%.
They are not willing to pay that much money. And they look at you and they're like, "Because we don't have any anymore." Your reward will be substantial, though.
Matt was talking to inside.
Oh, okay.
Inside voices.
Inside voice.
Inside joke voices.
Yeah.
At the party.
So the city promises a substantial reward, and as you're hashing this out with the local magistrates, a couple of people wander in from the west, and they have come from the hillsides to the west, and they look sick to their stomach, like they're about to throw up. And then one of them does, and the other one sits down next to him, and they're like, "Oh man, I don't know if that was terrible or fun." And the other guy's throwing up, and he's like, "Yes!"
First off, I would give the magistrate our contract.
Yep.
And I would request that he gets a list of what we are trying to recover. Not necessarily before we leave.
Okay.
But so that when we return, if we have stuff, they have documentation of what should go where.
Of how to sort it.
Find out where the dude was.
No,
What?
you don't know where Ulrin is gone.
No.
Okay.
I'm doing this before stumbling drunkards that just partied westward.
Yeah, he thinks that's a good idea to set up that kind of the thing so that people can't say, "Oh, that's mine," or "Oh, that's mine."
Yeah, similar to how when we did our work and you'd set it up in escrow or whatever.
Yep. Okay.
Deliver all the goods to them and.
Yep. They will start working on that if you're gonna go chase down this bard.
And then
people
as
who
for the
just-
drunkards, I'd like to ask them where they've come from.
Yeah.
The hills just west of town. The bard, he set up some tables out there, and there was a lot of food, and it was great, and we ate way too much.
Does he know where they're going?
No, well, I were still there an hour ago.
Oh, so he just
They
just left.
They just left. and these are two younger people. And as you're talking to them, the mother and the girlfriend come running around the corner, and they find the one guy, Reggie, and they both start screaming at him. And so this is one of the missing people who's wandered their way back.
So it seems like the Bard is traveling west.
It does.
Okay.
So we should move expeditiously.
Yeah, do we have horses that we can rent or
I immediately turn into a horse.
acquire?
Yeah, let's all three of us get on top of the horse.
I'm a war horse. You
Tony,
guys are smaller.
don't forget you got limited uses of those, buddy.
Yep, Filbert doesn't care.
Okay. Just wanted to remind you, in case you need them
Super
later.
excited he's useful for once. He doesn't necessarily know how long it lasts. He'll learn.
What do we know is west of town, past the charnel house?
There's past the charnel house gets into the fingers, and that's rocky desert. That's several hours away. That's almost a day's travel, the charnel house is. So these guys were just outside of town in the hills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, first off, before we even go any further, we need to figure out a way to not be susceptible
Charmed.
to this music, yeah.
Earplugs.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing that I can think of is some wax that we can throw in our ears.
You could definitely wax your ears up. It would dull sound and maybe help you out some.
Do we have any earmuffs?
We can say you guys can invest in ear precautions. And being in haste, the city will lend you horses. Now, somebody can ride Filbert because he is already a horse. But you could get another two for the others.
Mav is not mounting Filbert.
I'm right next to you.
Hey, Mike, are you looking at the Maker's Pond map?
I can be. Currently, I'm
Are you
not.
thinking they're between Villanos and the charnel house then? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, they're gonna
within relative walking distance because these guys were.
Well, these guys point that they were more this down here.
Oh, okay.
Not quite that south, but more towards that area.
Okay.
So.
But either way, they're within relative walking distance because Reggie was
Yep.
walked there and then back or something within. So after partying, so he's somewhat exhausted, but he's still able to walk back.
After partying, I think he partied all the way through.
Well, I just meant he wasn't here. He wasn't here last night with us partying. He was there partying, or
He continued partying.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
But
more the
anyway-
impression he gives you is that he continued partying, and moved on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get on some horses and.
All
Can
right.
I think back to my hazy last night and were the animals partying too?
The animals. You don't remember seeing any animals.
Okay. This could be problematic.
Why?
Because if we ride on horses and they start partying while we're on the back.
I want to see a partying horse.
Filbert just starts the horse dance.
It's not the partying horses you need to worry about. It's the frolicking ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Coitus.
You don't need that. Nobody needs any of that. All right, so you mount up on your horses and take off out of town. It's not hard to find these guys at all. Most of the area surrounding Illinois is farm field, with a few patchy trees and a few areas of rocks and hilltops. And why am I echoing?
Somebody's got their mic open.
Yeah, probably because someone's mic is open.
Oh, okay.
I think it might be Andy.
Yeah, it was normally it's not that bad, but every once in a while kicks in. That was bad. Anyways, so you guys head west out of town. It's not hard to spot these people. There's a fairly large group of people there, and the noise is pretty cacophonous. And you can see up on one of the rocky hilltops a table, and dancing upon this table is Ulrin. And he's playing away on his pipes, and there's all these people sitting around eating and laughing and stuff. And as you get closer, a lot of the people get up and they start to run further to the west.
Does Ulrin?
Nope, he waits.
What's further to the west?
More fields, hills. There's a little bit more patchier forest out to the west.
And these people look like locals?
Yeah.
Why are they running?
You don't know.
I would like to make an insight check. May I?
Sure.
Nope. I got a 1.
You have no idea why they're running.
How far away are we from this still?
You're getting close. I'd imagine you just keep riding unless you'd like to slow down and stop. Okay.
I kind of want to see like the expression on. I want to see the demeanor of people who are running away to the west. Like I want to see if it's like a worried, if it's like a scared, if it's like a joyous.
Well, they're way ahead of you, so you'd have to just ramp up your horse and sprint ahead and get ahead of them if you wanted to. But that would take you right past Ulrin and the table if you wanted to do that.
I think if the people are leaving, we shouldn't worry about it because the people themselves are not the issue. It's
And from the way that they're running, they don't look like they're running scared. You see some people, it looks like they're maybe skipping and holding hands, and you don't know what they're doing, but they don't look scared.
I mean, people skip and hold hands when they're scared.
Oh, wait. You said there's a forest out there.
There's some patchy forests out there, and hills and more rocks. The further west you go, the hillier and more unfarmed the terrain gets.
So it's more secluded and private?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, there's to the west there's definitely
There's
seclusion.
bugs and dirt.
You know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, I know where you're going with that.
I know,
So
Ryan. I don't understand.
Okay.
so what do you guys want to do? You're getting very close to the table full of people with Ulrin still there now.
I'm going to change my mind about it then,
Sana?
because I was originally concerned that people were going to like run off a ledge or something.
Oh no, it doesn't look like they're doing that.
If that's not the case, then I kind of want to go right towards Ulrin.
Okay. Andy, what were you saying?
I'm casting Bless on people.
Okay.
It
You
only
go ahead.
lasts a minute, Andy. You'll want to wait a second.
I thought we were near the table.
You're getting real close, so we can time it so right when you get to the table, Bless goes off. Not a problem. So you get to the table, and Ulrin starts to talk to you, but you can barely hear him. And he's just dancing across the table. He's playing on a harp now.
That's for my wild shape. Sorry.
Okay. So, stomp horse.
Could we go back a second and just
Yeah.
I want to talk about a scenario that like I want to be prepared for. Do any of us know, like as we would talk about this situation, if there's the possibility that if we interrupt him, that people that he has like under his quote unquote
attack
spell or
us?
charm, are they going to turn on us?
It's a possibility. That was one of the things I was thinking about. Yeah.
Well, I mean, meta-wise, yeah, but like,
No,
do you
it
know-
was.
Phil would tell you flat out, yep. He just nat 20'd his Arcana check on that, so yes.
Okay.
And
I
he,
remembered it.
yeah. And he gets advantage when he does things with the Fae, and so does Adam now because of the book.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, when you
Do you know
guys...
how to mitigate that? Or if is it even possible?
It depends on a lot of things. It depends on if
Heal
whether or
up
not...
very quickly.
whether or not the effect is concentration based or if it's deeper than that. So the answer is yes and no. You just really don't know.
So based on like how much of last night did we do, like especially Mab and I,
Mhm.
even Phil being casters or understanding magic in that kind of sense, he was talking to us while everybody was still charmed,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever term you want to use. So, how much of it, like, how much of that would we remember?
That's what I had you guys make intelligence saving throws in the morning for, and you all did terrible. Most of you remember almost nothing
Okay.
of the evening. Phil has a pretty spotty memory of it, but he's your best bet for memory. Filbert
Okay.
Graniteback is your best bet for remembering what happened the night before.
Oh gosh. Okay. Do you want me to jump off the horse and spear him?
I mean, do I want you to do that?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, of course I do.
it's happening.
Okay. All right, let's roll initiative then. Because that's the way this is going.
But here's the thing that I would also like you to be conscious of. He may be a satyr. So I don't know much about satyrs. I don't know what that would
Yeah, I don't
mean.
know what that means.
But I just want you to be prepared. Like, if you go and skewer this guy and he shape changes into something else, don't freak out.
Oh, no, I'm not going to freak out. I'm just going to try to kill him.
Okay. Oh, thing. Great initiative for wanting to spear him. Well, anyways, we'll start it this way. You take the charge out and you dive off, and as you dive off, he just kind of poofs out of the way. He shows up on the other side of the table, and with that beautiful initiative, we're just going to count that natural one there as a bounce skip off the table. And the people are mad. They're like, my chicken! Oh! And that's my goblet! and you skip off, tumble off to the other side, and Ulrin's dancing away on the far side of the table now. And he's yelling at you guys, and you can barely hear him because of the stuff in your ear. But you hear him say, if you don't mind, I'd like to speak with you for a minute before, it comes to fisticuffs and blows. What say you?
Matt is going to do that thing where you don't know actually how loud you are and scream that he wants his money back.
Well, play my games, and I'll give it back. All of it.
Games.
Oh, games. Yes, games. And he capers around a little bit, claps his hand. He says, you can remove the wax from your ears. I promise not to enchant you.
Wait,
Filbert's a horse. He doesn't have wax in his ears.
He says he promises not to enchant you. You can remove the wax from your ears.
Oh, you promise? Yeah. No.
He looks very wounded. He's like, when I make a deal, I stand by my word.
I believe him.
And
I believe him wholeheartedly.
Yep. Fae are pretty peculiar about that. If you get them to make a deal with you, they'll stick to it. They might try and find a weaselly way around it, but...
If Phil...
Is Phil communicating this to us then?
Yeah.
Phil's a horse.
Phil is a horse?
Well, he can still talk, can't he?
No.
Nope.
Would I know from that book? Would I know that from the book that?
Yes, you would. Especially the more powerful the Fae too, the more if they make a deal, they're going to stick to it. Even the evil ones will stick to a deal. You like I said, the weaselly nature of it, you want to take into consideration the characteristics of the creature you're dealing with.
Yeah.
But so if a satyr were to double back on their deal, it probably wouldn't be to screw you over. It would probably be to embarrass you and to do something fun. But he wouldn't intentionally break the deal. None of them would. Even the evil ones wouldn't intentionally break a deal. That's bad juju for them.
All right, I will share that with the group.
All right. Do we really want to play games though, or are we just gonna?
I'm gonna let Mav drop a contract.
Matt will drop the contract.
Oh,
You realize how much this has progressed? Now we're really dropping contracts from issues.
he is all into this. He's excited. He's like, that one came prepared. Wonderful. Wonderful indeed. So he dances off the table and he says, okay, here's my end of the deal. I, Ulrin, will not interfere with your progress in my games at all. If you win...
Well, hold on. What about the rest of these people? Will they interfere?
They are part of the prize. You're here for them, are you not?
Yeah.
And I have them, do I not?
Yeah.
Then you need to get them from me. Yes. The word you're looking for is...
just kill you.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm a horse. I can't say anything.
of course you could. Like, he snapped...
Actually, he can probably understand me.
He can. He absolutely understood you. And then he looks around and sees that nobody else can understand you, and he's like, oh, let me fix that. And he pulls out his pipes and he blows in them. And now you guys can all understand Filbert in horse form.
Oh, like permanently or just now?
My name's Ed.
You don't know.
Okay, fair
Oh
enough.
God.
I don't know that I want to be permanent. Can I make a
Yeah.
charisma saving throw?
Take it back. Take it back.
So, he basically stipulates, for the shortness of contract, that he won't interfere, and you need to play his games.
What is the game?
Well, there'll be different ones. I'll come up with some challenges, and if you do well, you can have your people back. And if you get to me at the end, and then we'll scrap it out, say, and then if you can defeat me, then you can have your things back.
Right, but back to my question: what happens if we just defeat you?
Oh, you won't be able to yet, because I won't let you.
Oh,
It wouldn't be a fair fight.
oh, okay. Good enough for the horse. You guys heard it from the horse's mouth. We can't beat him.
Gosh. So, do we have a deal?
Do we have a deal?
I don't think we really have a choice.
Yeah.
I'll hold up my hoof.
What happens if we lose? What's in the contract if we lose?
Oh, well, you don't get your things back and people die. But that would be your fault for losing, not mine for killing them.
I don't think that's how that works.
Oh, that's absolutely how it works.
It's true.
Not when we report back, but yes.
Can I ask him to show us his true form?
Sure. He snaps his finger, and he is a very... Tony, you've seen satyrs before. They're usually 3-4 feet tall. This guy is 6 feet tall. He is a very large satyr.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, is he familiar?
No, he's not familiar to you.
Good. I'm gonna ask him. Have you seen my girlfriend?
Oh!
The pixie. She's like this big, and I'll describe her with my hooves, and I'll just like do this thing with my hooves. She's about this tall. She's got a little
The horse
gossamer
rears
wings.
back on his hind legs.
She goes by Tabitha.
That answer's not in the contract there, hun.
Can we add
So
that
that's
to the
a yes.
contract?
That's a yes. He has seen Tabitha.
Addendum.
Yeah.
An addendum. An addendum.
So, shall
Alright.
I get the games on?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Games begin.
He lays down across the table in his satyr glory, and he's like, stop your friends from eating.
Stop my friends from eating.
And he points to the 8 people sitting around the table who have continued to stuff themselves for the 10 minutes you've been talking to Ulrin.
Oh, I'm just gonna, as a horse, just get under the table and wander off with it real quick.
Make a strength strength check. Actually, make a
What's
dexterity check first to see if you can even horse your way under the table.
Oh, why did there go 2? It shouldn't have done 2.
Well, the first one's a 5. How wonderful.
Yep.
You go to get under the table and you're clunking around with your head and you can't seem to get under it, and the people next to you start shoving you away. And they're like, get out of here, horse! Unless you're going to be next on the menu. And one of them starts to bite you.
Oh.
Yeah, and then run.
I'll just yell, I am next on the menu, and then push through them all and run off, I guess.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I assist in that?
Like draw the.
No.
Your
Like
next
where the
meal.
meat is on him.
You're gonna draw the pork
This
punch
horse in front of
ham
him.
hocks Oh, get him! I'm a
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Ed has spoken.
Yeah, you take off as a horse, and this guy like hangs onto your neck, and you drag this guy off, and he's biting you. And as you drag him away, he starts to spit. He's like, "Why am I eating a horse? Oh gosh,
It's delicious.
where are my clothes?" And he just lets go and starts to run back towards town.
Yep.
Anybody else?
I got one.
Yeah, I'll go grab some food on the table and like chuck it like a frisbee.
Okay.
I thought maybe we could try to convince people that like either it was fake or it was poisoned or.
I could poison it all.
So
No, don't actually poison it.
Adam, go ahead and make an attack roll on a plate.
What's the
Ultimate
plate?
frisbee chat.
Oh, I'm
Nope.
blessed.
You are blessed.
Blessed too.
So you go to grab this guy's plate, and he turns around. He's like, "That's my steak!" And then he goes to punch you,
Oh, he can punch me.
and he will hit you for what's your AC?
19. I attacked with my maul, but I meant to actually. I just did a random one.
That's fine. I mean, it gives us a general idea of how bad your roll was, so it doesn't really matter.
19.
A 19? Your AC is 19.
My AC is 19.
Right, okay. He doesn't hit you, but he does take a giant swing at you. And he's like, "You can't have my food!" Mav, what would you like to attempt to do?
I would like to attempt to net.
To what?
To
Net them. Oh, gonna net somebody. All right. Make an attack
I know
roll
what
with
I'm
your
doing.
net.
Oh,
No. You throw the net and it lands right on the table, and people just start reaching through the holes, and they continue to shove grapes in their mouth through the holes of the net. Ryan, what does Othig want to do?
I think he's gonna flip this table.
Strength check then as you go to grab it. Oh, that's pretty good. You go to flip the table, and a bunch of food starts to slide off it, and the people at the table panic, and they start grabbing the food, and they tumble back into their chairs. But the two people sitting closest to you on either side of the table sit back, and they're like, "Why am I here? Oh my gosh! I need to get home." And the other lady's like, "I'm really tired," and she just lays down and takes a nap. But you have stopped two more people from eating.
Love it.
how many people
I will
are there?
allow you get two more ideas to try and stop people.
How many more people are there?
There are 5 left.
Okay, so one person stopped when he got. Like, how far did Phil drag him?
Not far. 10 yards.
So one person stopped when they got a little far away. The other two people stopped when.
The table got far away.
But now they don't have their food on the table. Now that they all have it sitting in their laps. The table's been dumped. But the 5 that are left still have. The one guy on the end who is sitting at the head of the table has a lot of food.
Is it back to me?
Well, there's 2 ideas left, so it's whoever. I'll let you guys cook up some ideas with amongst yourself.
Gotcha. So they're still facing the table?
Pretty
Well,
much.
I guess where the table was? How
Yes.
big of a space is that?
It's a huge table. I mean, I shared a map with you.
15 foot.
It's big. It's like
Yeah.
it's 25 feet long.
25 feet.
Right, but can I position a thunder wave in such a way to hit their food and not them?
No, you will definitely blast them.
Can I sacred flame their food? Some of their food?
Yes.
Well, they're all holding it now, so you would sacred flame them.
Worth it. Oh, I have minor illusion. I'm a horse. I don't want to not be a horse. I've run out of ideas. Can I eat? Can I eat the guy with all the food's food?
You can start eating his food if you want.
I'm doing it.
All right, you're a horse. You're a big horse. Make a constitution. No, make an attack roll
Make an
as,
eating check.
as you go after this guy's food.
All right, eating check. Where's my horse? Attack. I don't know what I'm hitting, but that's a 10. With bless is a plus d4 of a 2. So that'll be
12.
12 to eat food.
Roll damage on the food.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's good. That's good horse damage. So you come barreling
Did I
in.
move 20 feet?
Yes, you would have moved 20 feet.
I need the food to make a DC 14 strength check for a trampling charge.
Well, this is going to hit the guy if you want to do this.
I don't know. No, I don't want to hit the guy. I want to hit
Nope.
his food.
Well, you can eat the food or you can trample the guy.
I will eat the food with my trample face.
Okay, you come barreling in across this flipped table, and you just stick your horse face right in this guy's food and just start devouring it. And you just obliterate this guy's food, and he's yelling, "Hey, that's mine!" And then, I don't want it anymore. That's a horse. And he gets up and leaves.
At him.
So there are 4 people left eating food.
Like without a paddle, I'm just gonna
Then we have
growl at him
one
like
idea
a
to
deer.
stop these guys from
Yep.
eating. Can
Ulrin is completely amused by this whole thing, by the way. And when you tipped the table, I forgot to say this, he just slid down the table with it.
If we have one idea, can we have it be something that involves all of us?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh.
We could flip the table on top of the food.
They are holding
Yeah,
food, so
you-
it would flip it on top of them.
You could flip it on top of 2 of them because they're on opposite sides of where the table's at.
Mav, can't you just suck up all this magic and just yourself be charmed and let them all go?
I can try sucking at the magic.
Suck out all their magic so that you're charmed and then they can leave. And
It
then we'll
doesn't
just
work
beat you
that
up.
way.
No, it does.
There's
I heard about what the wizards did to you.
there's
Can
not
I
a...
do an Arcana check to see how much magic is there?
Okay, yes you can.
I'm gonna back away slowly.
Oh, that's not good.
You're gonna
I don't
die.
You don't know. You don't know, but even with that bad of a roll, you think it's a lot.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Worth it. Do it. Pop like a grenade.
I don't know,
It's the
but
only way to get all of them.
we need to do something to get all 4 plates away from these guys at once.
Do we feel like we could scare them?
You don't know.
Oh.
Well, does anyone have like a cantrip or anything that would do anything?
Scare them? No. I could turn into something scary.
I could hold the dead.
That'll kill people.
That will...
No! Charlie, that kills people!
I can cast Bless on them.
Oh.
How does when you shapeshift, like, is anybody even paying? People who are eating, are they paying attention to anything other than?
No. Unless you interfere with them, they are not paying attention to anything that you're doing.
So we'd have to hit them all with a spell.
So what if Opig and I? Is it like 2 people on each side kind of thing? Like there's 2 people here and 2 people there?
Yeah.
So the only thing that I can think of is
Hey,
Mav.
wait. What if we wrap them with a rope and give the rope to the horse to pull?
Oh dear.
Because
I mean-
we can't. I mean, we hit.
And hit the gong at the same time. It'll wake them up.
Try that?
We'll drag them through the dirt. And then we'll beat up the satyr.
Alright.
On
Would
it.
we be able to wrap up 2 people with 1 rope?
We can wrap
You
up
got-
all
like
50
20
feet of rope.
ropes?
Yeah, you guys got plenty of rope to pull this off.
Okay.
All right.
Are you strong enough to pull that?
Me, yeah, I've got an 18 strength. As a horse.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Two?
Who wants to tie everybody up?
How
Well,
about?
that
how
would be the
about-
2 strong people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again.
Othig and Thanak then make strength.
Can I provide some persuasion to the people to just let it happen?
Absolutely.
They're gonna just let it happen. They're eating.
Oh come on.
Bless!
Bless, you are blessed.
it's a check. It's not a.
Yeah, it's any D20 roll. Yes, it does. Attack rolls, skill checks, saving throws.
I am blessed right now.
It should affect that.
Oh,
Yeah, mine
no.
did.
it
Bless
didn't.
No,
is
I don't think
just-
it does checks.
Bless is just attacks and saves.
Oh,
Bogus.
All right.
I'd cast guidance, but I
Because
didn't.
guidance is for checks.
okay.
I don't have guidance.
So,
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying.
Mav's persuasion wasn't really good enough to affect anything either. So, all right.
That's okay.
Well, Thanik, you tie some people up. You got some resistance with some of them. Othig, you're just over there tying away, and you look up and you look up and you see Thanak finish up, and you take your spear and you just bang it against the gong, and the horse rears and takes off.
Yes.
And let me make dexterity saving throws for the two that were not well tied.
Why does it always roll 2?
I just rolled 2. I don't know why it's rolling 2 for you. That's weird. Because you're double clicking it, probably. You only need to click it once.
Yeah.
I've had double click everything else in my game.
I don't
Certain
know.
things you only need to single click.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing you single click is death save.
6.
So, Adam, luckily enough, I rolled a 2 and a 5, which are both below your 6.
Cow.
So, these people are eating, and you see this lady just about to stick her face in a bowl of pudding, and then she's gone, being dragged off by this horse. And the pudding falls down, and Ulrin jumps up, and he's like, "That was actually brilliant. I never expected you to bring a horse to this." And he says, "Well, oh, look at the food." And the food all starts to kind of like scrabble around and form up, and he's like, "Oh, well, deal with my new friends, and I'm going to go see how the coupling's going." And he blows into his pipes and disappears.
The what? The what?
The coupling. And
Gross.
What about the food that Phil ate? Is it coming out of his mouth?
no, just the stuff on the ground. And so you guys, and let's see, let's put Phil way over here. And they form into vegetable monsters. And Thanak will put here because he just tied up this side. And Othig over here. And Mav is like, "Oh crap. Veggie monsters. What?" And let's see. So one of them gets to go first. Number 3 gets to go first. And get you guys in actual squares. Phil doesn't need. Yeah. And the veggie pygmy comes running down to attack Thanak. And he jumps at you with his claws. And that is a 19, which will hit you.
Oh man.
How wonderful. For 3 points.
Veggie might get you.
3 points of damage. Phil,
Well,
you're currently a horse. What do you want to do?
Bill is going to trampling charge Veggie Pygmy 1.
Do it.
So if I move straight towards a creature, right before hitting it, so I'm going to make my attack roll against it. That'll hit him.
That'll definitely hit him.
I should be targeting him. So here's some bludgeoning damage, and then he needs to make a strength saving throw. Oh, why is it not?
I don't know, but that kills the veggie pygmy.
Oh,
We
it
still have
died?
Blitz on?
Yeah, 14 points of damage definitely kills a veggie pygmy.
15, but we got this. And then, so it would have needed to make a strength saving throw, but
No.
Its corpse is actually just thrown.
Would have, and so he's just gonna stomp like Pretty Pony style through the food and over to the other veggie pygmy, and that'll end his turn.
All right. Thanak, you're up.
Would we still have Bless on?
I would say by this time, no. It would definitely have taken more than a minute to tie all those people up.
Right. Okay.
All right, so Thanak whips out his axe and lays
Do
it.
vegetables do slashing? Does slashing do extra damage?
It does not.
Oh, dang it.
Yep. All right, so Thanak slashes at him with his hand axe, and then this veggie pygmy is going to attack the horse right in front of it. Is
I got 13 AC.
It will hit you with a 19 on the dice for 5 points of damage. Mav, it's your turn.
I bet some vinaigrette would do some extra damage.
Mav is going to cast some Sacred Flame. Made that pig. Oh, come on, really?
Get him, pygmy.
Oh, actually, he might not have taken any damage.
Yeah, if he saved, he doesn't. Not with Sacred Flame. So I'll put him back to where he was.
He can be back where he was.
All right. And then number 4 is going to run up to Othig and attack Othig. That should hit. That's 23. And he will hit you for 8 points of damage. This veggie pygmy just lays right into you. Claws straight down your face.
Do I get my polearm attack?
No, he was already in your threat range.
Was he alright?
So it is now your turn, Othig.
Okay.
This is ridiculous. I love it. Coupling. It's a lot of pregnancies in one day.
Right there instead. Yeah, I'm gonna swing. And miss.
Unfortunately, you will miss with your main attack. An 8 will not hit the veggie pygmy. Do you get your secondary attack still though, right? Or do you have to hit?
Thought we said I have to hit.
I know we said you couldn't get your 10-foot range on it. It had to be next to you. I don't know if you have to hit or not.
It'll say it in the thing. Just
Pop it open real quick. Polar Master. No, you can do it. You just have to attack. Guys? Guys? Uh-oh. I think Discord might have just taken a pooperoo. You can hear me. Okay. That's weird. Discord is okay. You can hear me. I can't hear you. You're all frozen on my screen. Let me... Yep. There we go.
Yeah. Does that fix it?
That fixed it.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
Did you at least see Othig's roll?
Yeah. Well, it didn't drop in the tracker, but it definitely stayed on a 19. But I'm not sure if it got or not.
That's fine. I didn't see it, but I believe you.
All right.
So you can hit him with the butt of your weapon. All right.
Heavy status.
He is now heavily wounded. So back to the top of the combat. As it gets back to the top of the combat, the veggie pygmy that was hurt before heals up some. Oh no. And then he's going to attack Thanak again. That's a nat 20.
Get him. Sorry. I'm supposed to be excited for that.
That's 11 damage to Thanak.
Dude.
And that's his turn. Phil.
Oh, horsey smash. Big old hooves. Look at my hooves, veggie pygmy. Look at my hooves. Stomp on his face. Dirt.
Make the dice go. There they go.
Will hit him,
Absolutely.
and then I will this time roll the damage onto the veggie pygmy. That way it'll do the thing.
That does the thing. And you trample him to death.
Die! And then I'll move over to the one by Othig.
Okay.
Or, sorry, over by Thanak. And that'll end my turn.
Got it. Thanak, you're up.
well, now I'm pissed. So I'm gonna drop the shield, the axe, and pull out the maul,
Yeah, get him.
and Gallagher smash him.
That'll do it. That is a nat 20. Crit for crit. Oh, that's a good crit, too.
Instant death.
Instant death to the veggie pygmy. You just smush him into the ground. How wonderful.
Yeah.
That's just great.
With a bonus action, I am going to second wind.
All right, sounds good.
As you should.
Mav, you're up.
Well, seeing that one taken care of so delicately, we're gonna shoot one over there, and flaming.
Oh,
Sacred flame it.
you sacred flame
Flaming
it,
death.
and you roast it, and it dies. It goes down. It is dead. So, as you kill the last veggie pygmy, there is a whoosh of magical energy, and the table and the food on the ground and the veggie pygmy bodies are all gone.
Question for you, Mike.
Yes.
Are we at an hour from when we first started all this fun?
Yes. Well, where at what point? Oh, for your horse?
I only get to be a horsey for an hour.
You probably still have a half hour.
Oh, good. I'm going to grab Mavamine and run off towards the coupling.
Before you do that, I'm gonna use the healer kit to. Maybe I won't.
No, you're good. Let's go.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
We got this.
I'm gonna grab the shield and axe and head out.
It just takes a second. I'm healing them.
Okay. You guys head.
Well,
Thanks, dude.
So
no
much
problem.
healing.
Thank you.
Jeez, you rolled a 6 on both of those? You're such a jerk. Both they can't even do that when he uses his second one.
Nice. So you guys head out to the west further. It's not hard to find where everybody went. There is a trail of strewn clothing and objects. It is about, Tony, after a while, you travel more than a half an hour. And so you turn back into a filbert.
I fall on my face.
And Mav lands on you.
I was gonna say, Mav, were you riding me?
no, I wasn't riding you. I
It's
said
true.
from the beginning I was not riding.
That's true, he did say that. So Filbert
Disappointed.
Filbert becomes non-horse Filbert, and now he's just trugging along on his legs,
Yep.
trying to keep up with everybody else. So
Trundling.
you begin, after a while, to hear the music, and you hear the jaunt of the naughty satyr.
Replug.
Yeah,
I don't think we need to worry about it.
I am replugging on the ears.
Yeah.
it is in the contract that he will not charm you, so
Yeah.
Does not matter.
does not matter. Does not matter at all.
Mav knows he would back out of a contract, so.
So, you guys run into a space where it looks like it's an old farm road at some point in time, but it hasn't been used for a while. And laying in the middle of the road, on his back, kind of in that magician's, like, look at what I've done pose, or that pose that father's taking a family photo, where they lay down and their hands propped up and the one knee's up in the air. And in all of his
glory.
naked illusion glory is Ulrin, back in human form. And he's playing away on his pipes. And he sees you guys coming. He's like, "Oh, you made it! So fun! And you don't look too worse for wear. Amazing! I didn't know if you'd survive."
Did you say naked illusion glory?
Yeah.
I'm going to use minor illusion and pixelate his no square.
He is totally saying a bear rug like Burt Reynolds.
Yes. Absolutely. He's just out there. And he's like, "This one's a game of chance, really.
We're great at those.
You'll have to see how you do. Hidden around the area are, well, they're eggs. Colorful, bright eggs. You'll have to go and find them. Whenever you find some, though, there'll be two. And you'll have to pick one of the two, and sometimes you'll win, and sometimes you won't."
So what dictates us completing this puzzle?
When you find all 8 sets,
Okay.
How big is this area?
it's not too terribly big.
Okay. I'm gonna wait until we find some eggs that are nearby each other.
Who else has investigation? Mav?
I have perception, not investigation.
Okay. So after he explains to you the rules of the game, he snaps his fingers and disappears. He says, and you hear, "I'll meet you further down the road."
Okay.
I'm gonna look for eggs.
All right.
Where would you guys like to look for eggs? Please move yourselves around the map.
We should probably stick relatively together in case.
Yeah.
someone
Too late,
takes
fill
the
it
wrong
off.
egg. Well, okay.
I mean, if you're following me, that's great. But Phil's like, eggs! I'm finding them.
There are definitely 2 brightly colored eggs underneath this tree. Othig, there's some right by that rock you're standing by too. 2 of them.
Okay. That's where I originally moved myself, but then I got moved.
Thanek, go to the trees to the left of us here.
So the way you understand the game, Tony, you need to pick one of the 2 eggs. Egg number 1 or egg number 2.
Alright, do we...
So he found the egg, so I'm gonna go by him.
Yeah, let's just wait for him to make his choice first.
And Othig found some eggs by him, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
but I'm not going to do anything with those eggs first until you do something with yours.
1 second.
So roll a d2.
No, hold on.
Why don't you investigate the 2 eggs real quick?
I'm gonna, but I'm gonna do...
Hunt!
Yeah.
Do a thing.
Are the eggs inside that square mine and Othig's?
No, you have 2 by you, and there's 2 right by that rock by Othig.
So they won't fit inside that 20-foot square?
They will not.
Okay. Then I will investigate mine.
Okay, they seem like 2 brightly colored eggs. There's funny little designs on them, squiggly lines and jaggedy
Easter
lines.
eggs.
They look very much like what we would call an Easter egg.
Okay. I'm a listen to both of them with my ear, but you can see if I can hear anything inside of them.
It definitely sounds like there's frolicking going on inside of them.
Both of them?
And both of them, and they're not big. They're not even football sized.
However,
you need to pick one: egg 1 or egg 2.
high for egg 1. It's egg 2.
Egg 2 it is.
I may cast Shield of Faith
Okay.
on Thanek.
Okay. Sure. So as you pick egg 2, you watch as it appears in the center of the road, right where Ulrin was lying. Boop. And it's full-sized. It's like you could fit 2 people inside of it now. It's a big egg.
Okay, I think we picked the right one.
It looks like this. Does it look like the ship from Mork?
Yes, it looks like more from Orc's egg. So,
Awesome.
Othig, egg 1 or egg 2?
Wait, what appeared?
An egg. One of the egg that he picked appeared like huge. 6 foot tall egg in the middle of the road.
There's
There's
people.
people
There's
inside
people
it.
inside of it. We picked the right one.
making
Or
eggy.
we picked the wrong one, and it's just waiting until the
Okay.
end
people
to
die.
kill someone.
So we're just making all of our choices as we find sets of eggs first? That's what's going on?
That appears to be what we're doing.
Okay.
We don't necessarily have a choice in this.
Yeah, you have a choice. Egg 1 or egg 2.
Yeah.
They
The
look
only
the
way to
same?
win is not to.
No, they don't look the same. They're both differently patterned and colored, but
Okay.
theoretically they're the same.
Evens for 1, odds 2. No, that's backward. Odds for 1, evens for 2.
Sounds good. All right. So
Odds it is.
egg 1. Egg 1, the eggs disappear from where you are, and your egg shows up inside of that circle. Phil, as you're running past that circle, that area, there is a fairly intense magical energy coming out of that area. It felt very zappy the closer you got to it.
Wait, why is he all the way down there now?
Because
Run
Phil
around
is
the
looking
horizon.
for eggs.
Phil is excited.
Phil's a child.
Phil is a child. Phil is going to run over here and look for eggs.
There are no eggs there, Phil.
Okay.
Nav, there are no eggs there.
How
Under
many
that
sets
tree
of eggs?
there.
Was it 8?
On the do you want to look all around that tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the other side of that tree, you find 2 more eggs. So even or odd. Egg 1 or egg 2.
What did you choose first?
Phil chose egg 2, and you chose egg 1.
Okay.
Egg 1.
All right. Same thing happens. Egg 1. I got to record some stuff or I'm going to forget. 2, 1, 1. All right. Philbert, where are you at?
Down in the corner.
Nope, you're not finding any eggs there.
I'm gonna climb this tree.
There are 2 eggs underneath that tree. Egg 1
I'm
or
gonna
egg
cast
2.
Fairy Fire.
Okay, they both light up.
Ah, frick. I'm gonna
Egg-
wait until Fairy Fire subsides before I pick one, just in case.
Doesn't it last like 10 minutes?
Oh God, I don't know. Probably
It
not.
does.
Oh crap! It only lasts a minute. Thank you. We'll wait a minute while his
It
violet
lasts as long
green
as you concentrate on it.
for up to a minute.
Yeah.
So you can stop concentrating.
Sure.
Anything under this tree, Mike?
Where are you at, man? Nope, there is not. Philly, what are you picking? Egg 1 or egg 2?
2.
2. All right. 2 appears in the center.
I'm gonna go towards the center.
Okay.
Do it. Yes.
What's going on in there?
It is highly staticky. It's the eggs are vibrating and rocking back and forth. there's some commotion, but the closer you get to it, the more you're feeling an electrical field. Othig finds an egg where he's at.
Hey Phil.
Mav, you found an egg where you're at.
Can you fix your health, please? It's freaking me out.
For Mav, and we'll throw a odd for Othig.
Okay, so Othig gets another egg 1.
I didn't do that.
Mav, and you got an egg 2, right?
Yep.
I don't know where that's from, Adam, but I didn't do that.
I just looked over. He's like, got 4,000
Let's
hit points.
see.
What?
Phil,
Yep.
you're very good at this. You found eggs.
Yes! One.
And so did Mav. You guys found my last 2 eggs.
I just picked the spots on the map I thought I would put eggs.
So that's another even for Mav.
And I said 1.
Okay.
How long does
10 minutes.
what does that do?
Plus 2 AC.
Why do I have a D100? Oh, that's the duration. I get it.
All right.
100 rounds.
So, as you guys, because they moved you around looking for eggs while you're at, as you guys find the last eggs, you watch as the force shield around the shimmering shield of electricity around the eggs goes down, and they begin to hatch. 4 of them hatch into town couples, who weren't couples before, and 2 of them look really upset about that. 2 of them don't. And they kind of all look around and they say, "What are we doing here? Why are
Having sex.
And the one guy looks over and he's like, "Oh."
You could gnaw your arm off. That's what wolves do.
And he just starts to run back for town.
Proud of yourself right now.
The others they're like, "Oh," and they start to pick up their strewn clothing and they're trying to be modest and they all start to move back to town. And then the other 4 eggs start to shake. And I need you guys to roll initiative.
Oh, crap. Ooh, that's good.
Oh gosh.
That is
Such a terrible movie.
Oh man,
Why is he so well?
I wish I initiated this channel so I could do that.
Purge that.
Burt Reynolds.
That's Sean Connery.
Right,
Yeah,
he
that's
looks like
not
Burt Reynolds
Connery.
with that mustache.
Oh yeah.
Some
Like a
Connery with
train
Burt
wreck.
Reynolds.
Like you just can't look away.
Treasure trail.
There you
it's
go.
fun.
Thank you.
that was just okay.
Oh.
So Mav, you would have had time, would you have gotten closer? Because you're
No.
pretty... Okay. All right. As these eggs hatch, you watch as fairly large rabbit creatures come out of them, but they all have a unicorn's horn on their head. And...
Yep.
Phil, you're up first.
Phil doesn't like these.
Oh
things
wait,
are
do you
tricksy.
see how smug these rabbits are?
Yeah, I'm like zoomed way in on
Oh, they're getting it.
Yeah. These are tricksy rabbits, Broseph. Phil is very, very worried. Phil is going to, how big is this? Is it 20-foot square? Phil is going to cast Entangle on the rabbits because he's worried about anything they might try and do.
Okay.
So I will put the square down and
All
then
right.
make the
Okay.
cast.
So you have... Don't even bother doing that because they're all about to use their reaction. You've made an aggressive action against them. They all blink out of existence, and one appears next to each of you, and its horn is inside of you when it appears.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to make 4 attack rolls.
Can I counter that?
Tricksy little hobbits.
You could, as a matter of fact.
I would like to counter the one that's coming at me.
Okay.
Can you counter all 4?
Nope.
Suck it in. Come on.
All right. So the one coming at you is going to end up there instead. Everybody else, let's see, Thanak, that's a 19, but you have Shield of Faith up right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't have my shield on, so he hits me.
Oh, he hits you. So you'll take 8 points of damage as you are fully pierced by this thing's horn. Othig, does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. You will take 8 points of damage, and Filbert, 12 does not hit you. Wait, Horse Filbert, does it hit Horse?
I'm not a horse anymore.
You're not a horse anymore. Okay.
And Horse Filbert would have had a 13.
Okay. So you are not hit by this creature's teleportation attack either.
Oh, good. Wonderful. And then my bonus action, I will cast Shillelagh on myself. For
Okay.
my stick.
Is that level 1 spell?
That
No.
is
Shillelagh is a bonus
no
action.
for
No.
Cantrip.
no. That is a level 3 spell that they use.
Oh, no.
Okay, so I've got 1 overcharge right now.
And this little fella is next to me.
Yes, the little fella is next to you.
And I'm running away from him because he just used his reaction. So I'm going to bugger off. 15.
Sounds good.
And that'll end my turn.
All right. So let's see. It is number 2's turn. Where's number 2?
Oh, I'm running into my entangle. That's where I'm going.
Number
That's
2 is
absolutely where I'm going.
Okay. Let's get you guys in actual squares. So it runs around kind of in its little square and then leaps at you. And it will miss you with a 12. But you feel like it's trying to hit you with that, tried to skewer you with that horn again. Let's see. Now,
Sure is.
number 1 does the same thing to Othig. And it will miss as well. Thanak, you're up.
You're getting it.
Yeah.
They're heading for a doing.
Oh, heck it. I'm gonna use. What is that thing called? What is that thing called?
Action Surge?
Action surge. Jeez.
What is that thing called?
You know
Oh,
that
he is
thing.
getting it.
Get him.
Oh, you smushed it.
Dude.
Gallagher smashed that one too.
All right.
And then I am going to 10, 15, 20. Move to this one.
Okay.
Yeah!
That's it. That's it.
Sounds good.
Good buddy.
Yeah.
It is this one's turn.
Oh no.
And 5, 10. It can make it to Othig. So Othig, it's going to come running at you with its head down full bore. 17 will hit you. And it is
Rabbits are the
It is going to pierce you for 9 points of damage. And this time, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you feel its horn pumping inside of you.
Oh,
It's horn. It's horn. Don't worry, I think it's just its horn.
Well, you see it. Its horn is stuck, and its legs are dangling down below, and it's
humping.
Constitution. Oh yeah, you're gonna take some poison
It's
damage as well.
constituting.
You're gonna take another 3 poison damage, but you are resistant to that, so it'll only
if
be
it's
1.
poison damage, don't we have advantage on those?
You know, you have resistance. You don't have, or do you have advantage?
I think we do. Let me look. I don't know.
I know you have resistance,
That would be ridiculous.
but yeah, you can.
Resilience. You have advantage on saving throws against poison. However,
Okay, well, you'd still take 1. You can't take
Yeah.
less than 1, so. But that's good to know.
What it is.
Othig, you're up. And you would get to attack that thing as it came into your
Yeah.
range.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm
Yep.
gonna take my full arm attack for entering my
Yep.
range. So I'll target that one first. Definitely gonna retaliate.
Aw.
Oh, it's so close
shit.
to retaliation.
20 or whatever.
It's just too nimble. It runs around and avoids the nat 20. Oh, no.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, Othig, you're...
This is getting ridiculous.
Oh, and a
All right.
10.
Well, I'm gonna use my second wind here.
Yep. You're just, you're too disoriented by this rabbit pumping you that you
Yeah,
didn't...
something.
You couldn't get it.
oh, you can't use your second wind.
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
Yeah, you hit him with your.
No, into
I
range.
get
Yep.
it. I get it. I was
Yeah.
looking at the combat. Yeah, you're right. You're totally
So,
right.
all right. So this one, instead of going after Mav,
My bad.
has a target with Thanok there right now. So it is going to attack him and miss. Mav, you're up.
Mav is going to step forward 5 feet. And he is going to release a guiding bolt.
Yeah. Yes.
That'll do it. You roast him. All right.
And that will unleash the little bit of spell resistance that's still, or spell that's magic that's still inside of him.
All right. And so roll damage for that as that blows out of you.
No, that was it.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. So then that's going to be Phil's turn.
Phil's going to.
Which one did you kill?
The one that was stuck itself inside of Oath.
Oh, okay.
So 5.
I've seen that you can actually handle it yourself with
Yeah,
buttons.
no, I thought for some reason I thought he was already dead, and I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah.
So I'll run over here and I will take my swing with my diplomatic shroom stick at the El Mirage. I'll hit him.
Yep.
Smack him for damages.
You hit him pretty hard. He doesn't look too hot.
Oh, poor buddy.
All right.
And then I will hang out there, I guess.
Oh, nice. It gets its face stepped back. So
Oh.
it is going to pop over here. And it's going to attack Thanok.
I'm going to use one of my level exhaustions and cancel that.
All right. You go ahead. You apply some exhaustion so he only makes it halfway. And let's see. That's its action, and it's not going to run into a fight at the moment. So it is going to use its movement and run down here. Thanok.
Coupling.
I am going to Happy Gilmore golf swing at this thing. Did it hit him? Oh no!
Nope. It's just
Missed.
too quick and
Oh,
springy.
that's sad.
Yep.
All right.
Othig.
Oh. You didn't even get there. Can't get to either. Yeah. Then I can only take a bonus action?
What?
No. Yeah, if you dash, you can only take a bonus action. So,
Yeah.
if you have...
That's difficult terrain, I think.
Well, I could have gone around it if I was going to dash.
Okay. That works.
You don't have anything to throw? Man, you guys need to pack ranged weapons.
Oh, yeah. No, I guess I could do that. So I'll do this instead. Actually, I'll target that one instead, then.
Okay.
Exhaustion's a thing you can make.
It should be.
Animal handling.
Jeez.
So you stick it with an arrow, with a bolt, just a little bit though.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
All right. So, horn attack misses Thanik. Mav, you're up.
Mav is going to be unleashing the magics inside of him
Okay.
and firing off another guiding bolt.
Nice. Oh, gosh.
Nice.
Everything's dying.
And then he's going to be stepping back and exploding a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Oh, just a lot.
Just a lot.
Oh.
Very
Does that
nice.
happen to everything around you?
15
Yeah.
feet.
Oh man, remind me to never stand by you ever.
Yeah.
That's the drawback. Unlimited magical spell power. But you
So
get
this
exploded.
Is going to disappear,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast. I'm just gonna like yell at him to go back to his dirty little procreating hole, and I'm going to cast a bonfire underneath him.
It will fail. I don't know why it rolled at
Nope.
disadvantage, but it would have. Oh, it succeeded. Why did that disadvantage
No,
roll?
that's me.
Ah, got it.
Sorry, I'm testing my...
So I failed.
Got it. Okay, so no damage to the Almirage.
No, but if he stays there, to take some. So, and then I'll move.
Okay. He does not get his face step back, but he can.
5.
Oh, you're gonna move. All right, you will
Yep,
get.
I run up to him.
He's gonna attack you then.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna
little
charge.
friend.
I was gonna charge Othig, but he's just gonna attack you. For 16 to hit.
16 will not hit me. I have a 17 AC right now.
All right, perfect. So he barely misses you. Thanik, you're up.
Right here, and it.
Oh, very nice. Critical hit.
Dude, that's their second one tonight.
I know.
Instant death.
Throw a hand axe right between the eye sockets.
Split it right down the horn.
Let's go.
All right, so you guys have killed off the last Almirage. Othig, make an insight check.
Oh, not that I want to be the one doing the insight check. Well, actually,
You can have advantage because it's on yourself. Oh, that's a good roll.
oh, advantage.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh, that's even better.
there you go.
Othig, you are very interested in finding a wife right now.
Oh,
No, you really are.
Huh. Mike?
Yeah.
Do we feel like we just killed townspeople?
No, you don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna go pick up my hand axe, but I'm not gonna dislodge it from the skull.
So you're carrying around the rabbits are big. They're like 4 feet. They're big. They're large. So
I would
okay.
like to collect their horns.
Oh, that will take
Put
some.
put them in some jars.
That'll take a little bit of time.
Then I'll
Mav is
just collect
going
the
to heal
rabbits.
himself.
Let's just decapitate them and then take the whole head, and we can work
Well,
on.
I'll just take the whole rabbit. The whole rabbit might have use. I'll just take all 4 rabbits.
They're 4
They're-
feet. They're like carrying around Jack.
Yeah.
They're big.
Huh.
Well, turn into a horse and rope him up.
No, I don't want to be a horse right now. I want to be a filbert. I will listen to Thanok, even though he's really all about splitting things into two halves and, only wanting one half of things.
I'll take both halves, but one of them has a unicorn on it.
Right, I'm going to take that half because it's the right half.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
Okay.
We'll collect the heads.
Okay. You guys take 10 minutes, lop off the heads real quick, stuff them in a sack. Away you go.
Let's go.
All right. So you guys get back on your horses and you haul butt down the road.
There's
And
only 2 horses right now.
no, there'd be
Three
three horses. So somebody's got to ride, let Filbert ride with them, which is fine. You're dwarves. It's not a big deal for the horses. So you guys tear down the road and you see this stand up ahead as you begin to hear the music again. It looks kind of like a child's lemonade stand. And it's over there now. If you go back to the Maker's Palm map, you're way over there. You've been chasing this guy like well into the night now.
Yeah.
All day. It is definitely dark now. But there's a big light on this thing. It looks like a child's lemonade stand, but above it says saloon. And and you get there, and Ulrin is just sitting out at the saloon like he's at a bar, and the bartender is this small, long-eared, snaggly-looking creature that you're not quite sure what it is. And it doesn't look like a goblin or anything like that. It looks like a really weird, gangly-looking halfling. It's kind of fat in the stomach with a big hat. Phil, you would definitely recognize this thing as, what are these guys called? I never remember. It is a...
What skill is that? I mean, is it something I can help you with?
No, this is specific. Well, actually, because of the book, you might be able to.
Yeah, but I don't know what skill it is.
I have. It's just a Fey nature thing. It's something Mike had me make.
I mean, the question is it an investigation?
It's a wisdom check that you wouldn't be proficient at it, but you can make it though.
So I'll just give him advantage then.
Sure.
Not better.
That's not better. What?
But I do know what they are.
Where's that at? Where's that at this event at? Bottoms up. There it is. It honestly, it looks like a drunk, grumpy old leprechaun. Phil, you aren't 100% sure what this creature is.
Yeah.
You've never seen one before, but you've seen leprechauns. And Ulrin looks at him and says, This is my friend. And now he's acting all drunk. He's like, this is a chulracan. Was that right? Cluracan. No H in the beginning. And that H at the end doesn't make any sense. And the chulracan slaps him. And he's like, oh, sorry, time for me to go. You guys are going to have to outdrink him.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he disappears. And so the chulracan kind of saddles up on top of the bar, and he sets out 2 mugs of ale on the bar, one in front of him and one in front of you guys, and then they magically fill with beer.
Well, I'm taking that.
And
Yeah, seriously.
who wants to challenge him?
Mav, bless him.
I think probably you or I would have to fight each other for who gets to do it.
Who is the best constitution?
Should we roll?
I have a 16.
I think.
I have a 16 as well.
Oh, so we all should have the same because I have a 7.
Somebody gets to decide who wants to try and outdrink the chulracan.
Okay, everybody rolls a d20. Roll
It should
d20.
honestly be between Phil and I because we have the proficiency to our Constitution saves.
So is this guy? Mav drinks too.
So do I.
Oh,
Yep.
you do?
Yeah, we all do. We all have con.
We all have proficiency on Con?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, never mind then.
So
I say we just roll with a d20.
Why not? See, basically, it's an
come on.
initiative.
Oh,
It's like up first.
Mav's drinking.
All right. Well, when we lose, it's not my.
All right.
Mav, bless yourself.
So the Cluricon is like, I got the skinny one, huh?
Something's really sad he doesn't get to drink in the content.
No, we still get to drink, just not in the contest.
I'm gonna pause him and be like, how about we up the ante, big fella?
What are you thinking?
I have 3 jars full of mushrooms and I want to put them in the beer. I have no idea what it'll do, but I got mushroom.
Mushrooms, huh? Where'd you get them?
I made them with this, and I show him my hand. My fake hand.
Good enough for me. What do I... How's that up the ante, though? We're just drinking mushrooms?
You give us some insight as to how to beat him when we have to beat him.
All right, that sounds good. That sounds good indeed. Here's what happens if you lose, though.
Oh, good. You mean something other than the mushrooms when we lose?
I eat the townsfolk that I have.
I'm just gonna look really scared at Mav. I've done it bad. I've done it bad. Mav, help.
So, yes or no?
I'm looking at Mav. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Filbert's
This
already
is
dug a
Mav's
hole.
This is absolutely Map's call.
Well, Mav's not okay with risking the townsfolk. What happens if we lose without the mushrooms?
Oh, well, then, you'll have to fight me.
Can we just...
That's not the way a drinking game works.
It's not... I've watched these guys drink. All they do is...
Right, we'll get to that, maybe, but
Okay.
first the game.
Okay.
Mu-
Mav, it's up to you.
mushrooms or no
I'm all in
mushrooms?
for that because I'd love the advantage on the next thing, but...
I don't want to lose townspeople.
Mike, I will say that in this, I would like to use my alchemy ability to
Mhm.
make his potent and Mav's weaker.
You can certainly try.
I want to use crafting points for that.
Well, if you wanted to do that, then you'd actually have to monkey with the drinks, and you'd be seen doing that.
Right.
And
You would know.
the
Okay.
Cluricon is not going to let you
Right, but I
Mickey
know
his
what my
drink.
mushrooms are. I assumed that not all the mushrooms were the same mushrooms.
Oh, well, the mushrooms aren't being agreed upon. That's not going into the. It's not.
we
That's
didn't
not
agree
happening.
upon the mushrooms?
No.
Oh, never mind.
So-
I thought we were agreeing upon mushrooms.
Okay. So, all right. Here's the rules. Are you ready? We both drink, and the person who drinks it fastest gets to slap the other one, and the first person who goes unconscious loses. So, roll your d20.
Slap your friend.
Lynn's telling us we can't slap each other. Oh, Mav, that's not a good way to start.
No, it's not.
So
You should have gone with the mushrooms.
he winds up
Yep.
and he slaps you for 1 point of damage. Next one. What's this? Oh, all right. 6 for me, 11 for you. So roll a d4 and slap me. 1 point of damage.
Wait. Is that an attack? Because I get another D4 if it is.
No, it's not. It's a one-on-one slap. All right, next
doesn't
one.
help.
Bless does not help. Oh, he slaps you again. All right, for 2. Oh, and it's a race to 10. Whoever hits 10 first. That's who loses.
Okay.
So, and that's a 5 for me. So you got this one. We're gonna be here all night. 12. Oh, buddy, that's a 4. All right, so what are you at, 7? And I'm at 3? Oh, I got a 17, you dog.
Oh,
All right, so 7 to 5. Ah, dang it. Go ahead, roll your damage.
nice.
8 to 7. Oh, it's a nat 1!
Oh,
Come on! Yes!
So Mav winds up and oh shoot, I forgot to have us making con saves as we went. That's okay. I'm not
I
gonna
can make
retcon
no
it.
saves.
You wind up and you're loaded. You just drank like 8-9 beers, and even for a dwarf, that's a lot in this short of time. But you wind up and you swing at him, and you're so like heavily wasted that you just lean completely into it and just just wail on this Cluricon, and you slap him off of his own little lemonade stand bar, and he hits the ground and kind of tumbles around, and he's laughing, and he sits up and he's like, "Whoo!" and then just passes out in the grass.
I did it.
And Mav, you are now drunk, but not as drunk as you could be. So,
Well,
your movement speed is currently halved, but everything else is functioning pretty normally.
woohoo! Oh, that wasn't in view. You guys have to put your damage back to where it was.
Oh. Whoops. What happened?
I gave you 11 health instead of giving me 11 health.
No.
oh, I don't know what I was at. I think I was at 8.
You were at
I think I
10.
was at 8. Was I at 10?
One was at 10, one was at 8.
As
Yeah, okay.
as the Cluricon starts to fade out of existence, the bar transforms into 8 peasants. And they're all looking around each other and be like, "What was in that drink? Holy cow!"
Mushrooms.
And a lady's like, "I believe it. I want to go home." And they get up and they start to head for home. And you guys watch off to the north. You watch a forest grow up out of the ground, and you begin to hear music drifting down from the forest to the north.
Oh,
So
geez.
when we eventually go home, are we gonna find peasant corpses because they left in the middle of the night?
You don't think so?
My werewolves.
They're headed towards the farms, and this is a fairly safe area most of the time, so, random hippogriff attacks aren't normal.
It's the bandits I'm worried about.
So, you headed towards
Yeah.
the north? All right. So, you get up there, and you hear the familiar sound of Olrun's playing. It's coming gently drifting on the air. And you hear him say, "Come on, friends, come, it's almost time for another party." And so you start to sneak through the patches of dark forest, and he starts to play a note on his flute. You can hear him.
I'm putting my earplugs in again.
Okay. And then you hear him mumbling and swearing. And he blows louder on his flute. And he's like, why isn't it working? And he's just blowing into it. And stupid thing. And then he puts it away and he says, So, okay. You've chased me for what, hours now? Why? I wasn't going to hurt anyone. I mean, I didn't want to hurt anyone. I just need an audience. How much you let me just keep them and the things that I have, and we call it a day?
No altering the deals.
Right. You signed a contract, that's why your flute doesn't work. Now give us her stuff.
Okay, you keep talking, but all I hear is that you want to ruin my fun. Well, I suppose contracts are contracts. Time for the fisticuffs. Come, bring the fight.
Oh, beautiful.
So I am going to share a map, and then we'll get to fisticuffs.
Do I have a moment to turn into something while we're discussing this?
Yes, you would have a moment as you're running up to the grove to turn into something.
Tiger time. Let's go. Phil turns into a tiger.
El Tigre.
That's really funny. There's a guy in Seymour that still calls me that.
Really?
Yup. Cesar from Carrie's
All right.
always called me El Tigre.
So I need you to roll initiative.
Oof. Come on, Phil, we're better than that.
All right. So he's out there standing on top of that rock, and You guys are all coming up through the forest here, and as you're coming through the forest, you see him beginning to cast a spell. The forest is quiet, although everything around the crickets and the night noises of the forest, they sound angry, what little sound there is. So
I'm attempting to determine what spell level it is.
he is casting a 2nd level spell at the moment. Or no. Hold on, I need to look it up real quick to see if I can level this or not. Yes, he is casting a 2nd level spell.
Okay.
Oh, that's a terrible roll. Who has the lowest hit points?
Oh gosh.
Mav.
Like lowest total or lowest current?
Lowest total. Mav does. Mav, you fall asleep.
Wait, Mav, how do you only have 10 hit points?
Because I absorb punching magic from rabbits.
Oh, I get it. That's not your. That's like an effect.
Yes.
That's not your normal hit points. I get it.
Correct.
Yep. So Mav passes out. He just tips over and passes out. Phil,
Tip me over and Mav is out.
you're up. Now that rock is 40 feet tall, so to get up to him, you will have to climb.
Katie.
I was looking a little tired, anyways.
What would I be surprised by Mav falling asleep?
Yes, you would be a little shocked that Mav fell asleep. I mean, you'd know about the sleep spell, but oh no, not that kind of surprised.
Dang it! I was so excited. That's bogus. I was like, I'm a poof. Unfortunately, it would probably been in the wrong direction because it's red.
What do you want to do?
I want to get to him. So, with 40 feet of cat movement, I don't understand vertical movement.
Do you have a climb? Does a tiger have a climb?
Tiger does not.
Then climbing takes half your movement.
Tiger does not have a climb speed. So 5, 10, 15, 20 to get to there. So would another 20 feet get me
Halfway up the rock.
so halfway up the rock there. And then I will move the remainder of my movement to get up next to him, I guess.
How much can you
sorry.
move if
I'm
you...
going to use my action to move the rest of the way up the rock.
He dashed.
I'm going to dash
Right.
with my action.
What's your total movement?
40, then 40 is 80.
Okay, so 40 would get you to the rock, and then you'd only get to move 20
So-
up.
20 up.
I was right here. 5, 10, 15, 20 to get to the rock.
Yes.
Another 20 feet, you said, got me halfway up the rock.
Yep. And another 20 feet would get you all the way up the rock.
There.
Yes. I think
Okay.
that's more accurate.
Using 3D surfaces on a 2D map.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. But, yeah, you got to go 40 feet up.
Okay, that
So-
works. Kitty, I'm up there. That's action and movement.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
As you crest the rock, now you may roll your d6 as these guys appear.
Oh boy. Do you want a new
You
D6?
recognize these as shadow methods.
Smoke methods.
You-
That's terrible. That's
They're not
bad.
smoke methods,
Oh, shadow methods.
but it's the same icon.
Yep. So you want a new D6?
Yes, please.
Okay, there it
I'm
is.
gonna teleport off of it.
He sure is.
Do you want a D8 or do you want me to roll a D8?
You can roll a d8.
Of course. 5.
Okay, now
5
roll an.
o'clock.
Now let's see. You will
At
move.
distance.
Boink.
Anywhere with. Huh?
No, is he
Uh-huh.
30 feet across?
Yeah, no. He's
No.
just 30 feet to a flat surface. Othing, you're up.
And Bill's dead.
Okay, so if I do like a grappling hook at the base of that rock, will that make it easier for other people and myself to climb up?
It would. I would allow that.
Okay, then. So I'm going to use my entire movement to get to the rock, and then I want to do that
Okay.
as an action.
Yep. Make an attack roll.
Okay.
That's good. It's over 10. So you whip your grappling hook up there, latches on, and you give it a good tug, and you feel like you have secured a rope up there.
Okay.
Thanik.
I'm gonna 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna go stand right here. That should be all my movement.
Okay.
Prop my shield up and then wake Mav up.
Sounds good. You take an action to wake up Mav. Mav, you roll over and you're like, what's going on? What's happening? You are now awake. And it's your turn, conveniently enough. You are prone.
Can I shoot laying down?
Shoot a spell or shoot
Yeah.
a weapon? Yeah, of course you can.
Spell.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna do that. Let's see here. Yeah!
Nice.
Whoa.
I should have hit that.
Wow.
I knew I should have targeted the guy.
Wow, what a time for a nat 20. Oh, heck yeah, he's toast. Which one did you just shoot? You blasted one of the shadow methods, number 2. When it pops, it explodes into an area of darkness.
Oh, good.
So, let me draw.
It's toasty in there.
It always gets hot in here. This entire area, like, you guys are so funny. You're right. Some of you are right on the edge of it. But this is now in darkness.
Yep.
Magical darkness.
Oh,
Okay.
So, Filbert, you are now in magical darkness. Please roll a d6 for me.
Uh-huh.
No, okay.
So close.
No.
Is it darkness on top of the rock?
No. The curvature of the darkness where it's at, does... Yes, actually it would be because the methods were in the air. So, yes,
Oh, okay.
Crud.
there is darkness on top of the rock.
Sorry, guys. I should have hit the stupid bard.
It's a sphere, then?
It is a sphere.
Yep.
Alright.
Wow, you wailed on that method. 36 points of damage. You totally
No
wailed
ones
on
in there either.
So this method's going to swoop down on Othig. Othig, you can take your attack as it comes into range.
Yes, sir.
Isn't Othig in the darkness?
No, he's right on the edge of it.
Oh, it looked like he was in it.
His left arm
He
is.
may be soon.
Right.
All right, so you wail on the method as it comes flying into your space. You hit it, and it is going to attack you back. No, it's not. That's a nat 1. So, let me see. Oh, he's got -2 to his next attack, too. So, he does terribly. He's kind of freaked out by what just happened to his buddy. So,
Oh, that guy's in darkness too. Oh, good. Oh.
Ulrin, you hear Ulrin yelling. He's like, I can't see them. I need to see them to kill them. How am I supposed to win fisticuffs? And
He can't see either.
nope, it sounds like he can't see.
Excellent.
So he just begins playing a tune on his pipes, and then you hear
And I
him
can't hear.
start giggling. And let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, that guy's dead. I was like, why did it select him? He was still in my tracker. Got it. Phil,
Fun.
you're up. You're in the dark.
Yep. Phil doesn't like the dark, but it is what it is. Do I remember where the rock is?
You have a general idea of where the rock was in
Good, I'm
comparison
running right at it.
to your position.
So that's 15 feet. And then I will use my remainder of movement and action to get up there.
All right. You scrabble up the rock, and your good cat senses let you know that you are not too terribly far from Ulrin, but he's also not in the same place that he was before.
That's fair.
Did he fall off the rock?
You don't know for sure, but Phil, you think he's that way.
Yep. Based on the giggling.
Yep. Othig?
And he is playing music.
If I understand the height of the thing, I would still have 5 feet of movement.
Yeah. If you dash from there, you should be all right.
Okay, I will. Well, I'm gonna actually move the other way. And there.
Okay. I'm going to move you back 1 square.
I misjudged where I was.
Put you there.
That's okay.
All right. So then that's going to bring our turn to Thanik, who you are not in the darkness either, but there is a wall of it right in front of you.
Right in front of me. Okay, so...
Skip me.
Oh, yeah, no, it's all skipped.
I totally did skip you. My bad.
Skip.
Well, it's probably because I pushed the next button and then you pushed the next button.
I think so.
Oh,
yeah, it was almost a 9. All right, so you whack at that method. And you nail him again for a second time with the butt of your staff. And it is still hanging in there, but it doesn't look good. It's like having a hard time keeping itself aloft. Thanik.
I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to grapple him.
The method?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Make an attack roll. Strength attack, based attack roll.
Was it just athletics?
Oh, it is athletics. My bad. Well, it's enough.
Okay.
So, not by much, but I rolled a 7 on the dice. And they're agile creatures, but either way, it's not enough. So you do grab him.
And I'm just going to tell Othig, I'm dragging this thing away from him.
Yeah, I figured you would.
So that's my turn.
Okay. Mav.
Well,
Eat the darkness.
I can't.
Oh.
That's not how that works yet.
Eat the darkness.
Mav is just going to walk over to here after standing up.
Okay. You gonna do anything in particular?
Nope.
Okay. And then it is the Mephit's turn, who is going to attempt to slash out at its... No, it's not. It's going to breathe necrotic energy on Thanik. So I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Oh, that's bad. Thanik, this energy fills your eyes as it washes over you, and you are currently blinded.
Okay. How much damage?
No damage. You're just blinded.
Oh, okay.
So Ulrin's up. All right. You hear somebody say, "Oh wee!" and then you see him come running out over here. And Mav, I need you to make a intelligence saving throw, I believe. Hold on, let me check the spell. Pretty sure it's intelligence. Who is banging around? Oh, that's Zoe, isn't it? Chewing on a bottle.
Probably
No,
my
that's
dogs.
Tony.
Oh, Tony.
Boys,
Tony's chewing on a bottle.
it happens. They're just excited because Connor's home.
Ah. Let's see, I need, what is it? Wisdom saving throw. Sorry.
That's
Better at this.
That is better. So what is that for you then? Because you're proficient at that.
15.
15.
yeah, it's 15.
Okay, that's not enough. You feel you almost resist it, but you suddenly think that Ulrin is the funniest guy in the world. And you just hysterically start laughing.
Is it a spell?
It is a spell.
Can I attempt to see what level?
You can.
Oh, I don't know what level.
Nope, you do
Okay.
not know what level.
Okay. Oh,
All right.
Okay. So
So-
I'm laughing.
Yep, you're laughing. Phil.
Phil is. Did I hear where Ulrin is casting a spell from?
Not well enough to pinpoint him. So you
Did
know...
I have to hear what he said?
No, you do not.
Okay.
Yep. I think. Creature with unable to stand up. Nope, doesn't say anything about that. It just has to be able to be seen by me.
So I guess I'll move to where I thought he was then?
Okay.
Question mark?
I mean, you could take an action and make a perception check.
Yeah, that's pointless for me because using my action, I'm going to use my action either way. So I'm going to where he was.
Yep.
He's not there.
Nope.
So I will end my turn in the darkness.
Why would you use your action to move there? Because you can use your movement to move there.
I had to move up the rock, didn't I?
You were already up the rock, weren't you? Didn't we establish that last round?
Yeah. I'm misunderstanding this rock. I was understanding that the rock was like a peaked rock, and I kept having to climb it.
You did have to climb it, but you had enough movement last time to get pretty far up it, didn't you?
Yeah, I would have made it to the side where I was. I'm I'm misunderstanding the rock.
It's
I was
40 feet
understanding
up.
that I had
Think
to
of it like
climb
a
no matter
plateau.
what if I was on it. My
like a
understanding was no
plateau.
matter what if I was on the rock, I had to use
No.
half my movement.
Picture it more like a plateau.
Okay.
The sides are it's a big dome, so you do got to climb up the side of it. But
Yep. I'll
yeah,
use my action to figure out where he is then and make a check of some kind.
okay, make a perception check then. And that's definitely you got a good idea of where you put your nose to the ground, you sniff around, and you're kind of able to track him, and you realize he slid off the backside of the rock.
Okay, and how high up off the ground do I think I am?
Well, the rock is sloped. It's sloped enough where you could slide down it, but you have to climb up it. So he's about 40 feet. It's 40 feet to the ground.
So if I slide down it, I will or will not take damage.
You will not take damage.
Okay, and I will slide down 5
Boop. There you go.
there. Which leaves me with 15 feet of movement. And I will. Here now.
Okay. Othig.
I would like to hold my action until Thanek is done with his action.
Okay.
We have the same initiative. Would that make a difference?
Oh, if you have the same initiative, yeah, you can choose to let Thanak go first then.
Yeah, sure. I don't think it matters either way.
Yeah. But
It would
rules
matter
is written, it
because-
does, but I don't care. I don't like holding action rules anyways. So, Thanak, go ahead.
I'm going to. I know I can't see, but where I positioned myself, I should still have a kind of a decent idea of if I pull this method thing away,
Mm-hmm.
I should have a decent idea of where everybody is versus, or at least where it was,
Yes.
versus where I want this guy to be.
Mm-hmm.
So can I pull him there? That's with the dash. So it's half speed if I'm pulling somebody.
Yep. That's fine. I will want you to make a dexterity check, though, as you stumble across this area.
Okay.
Well, that's not so good. Make a athletics check to hold on to him as you trip and fall as you're dragging this mephit. I'll put you there. That's good. You probably retain a hold on him. Yep, you keep your hold on him as you tumble to the ground. You are both now prone, though.
That is exactly where I wanted him. So.
Cool. And you get to make a Constitution saving throw to overcome the blindness.
Oh, nice.
And you will. Your sight comes back to you. Othig, you're up.
Thanek, I'd just yell out to you, now?
No, don't worry about this thing. Go get Ulrich.
Okay. I was actually hoping you'd get a little bit further away, and I was going to stick it with an arrow, but...
I'll take care of this guy.
Okay, sounds good.
Because it'll blind everybody.
I'm going to dash up to him.
You can get within weapon range of him without dashing.
Are you...
Again, you could be 10 feet back. Because you reach.
You can get to there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh, I always forget about it. I regularly forget about it.
Oh, that will definitely hit him.
Good hit.
And you can't make your butt attack. I do need you to make a dexterity saving throw, though, as he screams at you to leave him alone and fire shoots out of his mouth. Oh, that's not good.
Do I need to make a dexterity saving throw?
No, because you're more than 15 feet away. But you do watch this fire, like, just wash out of his mouth for... Othig, you're going to take 21 points of fire damage.
Wow. Okay.
Which puts Othig to the ground. Thanik, it's your turn.
Thanik already went.
I just went.
Oh, that's right. Mav, it's your turn.
Am I still laughing?
Yes, you are. You need to make a wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn.
Did he have to make a concentration check?
Oh, he would, wouldn't he? Oh, you are not laughing anymore. He drops his spell. Good call on the concentration check.
Hey, buddy. Get up.
Yay.
You just hear Ulrich just, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. Healy powers! And let's see, it is now the Shadow Mephit's turn. Unless you got a bonus action you want to crank out, but I don't think you do.
I do, but I don't.
Okay.
I don't have any spell slots left for it.
Got it. Okay. So then the Mephit is going to claw at Thanik and terribly miss. Not one terribly, but close enough. So now it is Ulrin's turn, and he is going to... What's he going to do? He's going to begin to cast a spell. So anybody...
I would like to do a Arcana check.
Okay. He is about to cast the Magic Missile spell.
Do I know at what level?
Oh, first level.
Can I, at the very least, be watching this so I'm like picking up what's going? I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to absorb it.
Okay. So the magic missiles come out and they're all shooting out at Othig, and you watch as they all spread around him and they fly straight into Mav's hand. And now he's really mad. And
Awesome.
he runs up, he turns to run, and he starts running this way, and he gets to here, and you hear him go, "Oh no." And he runs back this way and says, "Oh no." And he's looking around and he's really panicked looking.
Would Ryan get an attack of opportunity when it left?
Oh, he would have, yes.
Well,
And when it re-entered his face? Oh no, you don't get one.
no, because you only get one, right?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. But
Just yo-yoed in and out.
Good hit.
there it is.
Alright, so you damage him up, and that is his turn. So, let's see. Phil, you're up.
So
What is
Phil is gonna back up and he's gonna kind of do that little like cat wiggle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The
he's
one that
gonna,
Shaq does, or the one that?
Yeah, totally the one that Shaq does.
Yeah.
He's gonna pounce on this thing. So
All
he's
right.
gonna move his 20 feet in a straight line towards the creature and make his claw attacks against it.
I could watch this all
I
day.
know.
Oh no.
I am a worthless cat.
You're like a kitten
Freaking
with
stupid.
really big paws at the moment.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
You telegraphed it too much, man.
Yep. So you will have disadvantage on your next attack. Not your whole turn, but your next attack. You just kind of you Tigger bounce, but you miss Pooh Bear and just tumble all on your own.
That's all I got. I'm on brand. Filbert's worthless.
Othig. You close the gap.
Closing the gap. Gap has been closed.
Oh, and you wail on him. All right, you wailed on him really hard. He is now looking heavily wounded. And that, I believe, is going to bring us to Thanik. What's
hang on
up?
1 sec. Is that a? I can't remember. Is that a bonus action?
Is what?
No, you said I get to use pincer as part of my attack, correct?
Yes.
I'd like to use pincer for Filbert then.
Okay. So that will cancel out his disadvantage then.
Yes.
So, cool. Thanik.
I'm gonna. What's half of 25?
12
As
and
far
a
as
half.
movement speed.
10.
Okay.
17.75.
Thanks. I'm gonna move.
That's not right.
I know. I'm aware.
I'm gonna move him next to me.
Okay.
I would like to put him where I'm standing right now.
Okay.
And so kind of turn him, yeah, and then take an attack to try to kill him
All right.
with the hand axe.
Do it.
Because I'm holding him, so I can't use them all. So
Correct.
Is it a disadvantage?
Nope.
Okay.
That'll do it.
Yeah, hit him, buddy.
Boom. There it goes.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have 1 hit point. Holy
He had
cow.
1 hit point.
He had 1 hit point.
Yep. And so that entire area is now in darkness as well, all the way out to where Mav is.
Okay. And I would also kind of like to pay attention to where people are, so I have an idea of where to get out of this.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's easy enough for you to
Imagine
do.
you like sleeper holding a mephit into the woods until
Yeah.
you just like snap its neck and kill
Yeah,
it.
that is totally what I did. Shh, you're going to sleep. You're going to sleep. You're going to sleep.
Freaking awesome.
All right, Mav, you're up.
Mav is going to shoot off a second flame.
Do it.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Ulrin will succeed.
Barely.
Yep. And it is...
Should have done a Toll of the Dead. Oh well.
So he is going to cast Thunder Wave, so I need you guys to make dexterity saving throws.
Yeah, I'm not saving you guys from that. Sorry.
I got this.
I mean, Thunderwave goes in a direction, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
Around you.
No, it's
What is it?
It's-
not a cone.
no, it's a 5-foot cube originating from you, where you're at. So he will move. He will risk the attack of opportunity from Filbert.
Big kitty.
Yep. So it will be a regular attack. Filbert.
From the cat. Yep, he's gonna bite him.
Bite him.
Oh,
On brand.
you have had a rough night. So now let's see who already made their saving throw. Othig made his. Filbert, I need one from you.
What type of save am I?
Dexterity, please. too many d8s. It's okay. I'll just
So
take
that'll be
those.
an 8 total.
8 total is not enough. Filbert, you're going to take 13 points of damage and be pushed back 10 feet. So I think that puts you
Kitties
there.
are large.
And Othig, you made yours, so you're going to take 6 points of damage and not be moved.
Okay.
And
What's wrong with that cat?
Ulrun, he pulls out his pipes and he starts blowing into him, and he's like, work, work, work. And they're not working. Filbert,
Tabby's in them.
Filbert, it's your turn,
so-
and you no longer have disadvantage.
Boom. So I'm going to just, again, take a step back and then pounce.
Please roll in that one. I really need to see that again.
Why? Yeah.
Cat.
So
Is
make
it bothering
my
you, Adam?
attacks.
Oh.
it's great.
Miss. And that's all I got.
All right. The cat comes down and misses. Othig, it's your turn.
All right.
It's
That'll hit him.
I have yet to roll and actually hit with an attack on any of my characters. I'm pretty sure in this campaign.
Nice.
You've
destroyed
hit.
that thing with the horse.
I don't know if I have.
You did. You trampled the veggie pygmy.
Oh yeah,
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
that's disgusting.
So Ulrun crumples to the ground, and he's hurt bad. He's like, stop, stop, stop. Just please stop. I'll give them to you. New deal. I'll give you the pipes. I'll give them to you.
So you want in return.
I would like to arrest him.
Yeah.
And the people and all the stuff.
As you go to start doing that, there is a voice that comes from the woods, and it says, "You miscreant. Those are not yours to give." And you watch the pipes fly out of his hands and head into the woods. And as you look over there, there is a very large black horse with a glowing golden horn sticking out of its head. And it says, "You may take him." And it turns and leaves.
Whoa.
Who are you?
Black horse.
Hold on. I need to do a thing, cause I'm a fey creature.
I can't help you, by the way.
Because
Good. You don't need it.
That's okay. He rolled pretty dang
You
well.
did.
you
Do I
don't.
know him?
You have never met this being before, but you know it is most likely Rashan the Black. And he is a celestial guardian of the Fae. And if he has shown up to take these pipes were a big, big deal.
Okay, I'm gonna give a rope to Othig to tie up our barn friend, along with a gag.
Okay.
All right, I'm tying him up.
All right. As you start tying him up, he says, I didn't think you were into that. But okay.
Who was my? I know you don't have to come up with a name, but do I remember the name of my boss in the Fae? The one who sent me to the Mephits?
No.
I don't remember the name.
No, it was more of a internal feeling and presence where you
Yeah.
knew you were appointed, but it was somewhat self-appointed.
Yep, that's the thing.
Thank
In that case, I would ask him to let one of the Deep Fae Lords to know I say. Actually, the one of Shadow. I would ask him to let the Shadow Lord know I said hi as he's leaving. I just kind of yell it off into the woods. Phil says hi.
A very strange breeze blows through the trees, and that's all you get.
Yep.
So you
Started on you.
Yep.
um
That's common.
you guys tie up Ulrun, and he's gagged, and he's making he's trying really hard to talk to you, and he's like nodding and begging with his eyes, like, hey, yeah.
Can I blindfold him too?
Yep. Yep. And so you basically
Does he have a bag on him?
he does have a largish sack on him.
I might open up the sack and see if everything's in there.
Everything is in there. There is a lot of stuff in here. This is definitely a magical bag, and it is
Excellent.
holding a lot of stuff.
How big is the bag itself?
It's not real big. It's, average belt sack.
But it's a bag of holding.
It is definitely a bag of holding.
Yeah,
Excellent.
let's keep this.
And
Yeah.
he feels it leave his belt, and he's like,
Yeah. We're making all the deal rules.
I have a quick question because Adam doesn't know, but what happens to the corpse of his shadow mephit?
They disintegrate. A mephit poofs. They blow up.
Does it go back to its home realm or home plane?
No, they're minor elementals or minor fey, depending on the type of them and how you want to rule it. But so they don't go home. They're just gone.
Okay. So there's no physical evidence that we just.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
So
You can create an image of it though if you need to.
No, I want a trophy.
oh no, there's no trophy for that. I mean, I suppose you could yak off one of Ulrin's horns.
No, I mean we have the unirabbit horns.
Yes, you do. So you guys head back to town, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there
Yeah.
anybody I would like to take a brief, relatively brief, look around to make sure that we're not leaving any people behind.
Okay. You don't see any people behind.
Was there any inanimate objects similar to what we've seen before that may be people in disguise?
The big rock.
No, you don't.
The big rock.
But as you're climbing around and looking for things like that, there is another pouch sitting on top of the rock that was missed before.
Because it was dark.
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
It is just a leather pouch. It's about softball sized, and it's tied shut.
Do you want to bring that off the ledge to open it?
Yeah.
And without the bard anywhere near it?
Yeah.
Yeah. While you guys are doing that, Filbert, never mind. I'm gonna send you.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you a message. That's how I'm gonna do
Okay.
that. So you guys are looking at it. Are you gonna open up the pouch?
I will open it up without Ulrin being around.
I'll drag him off somewhere near the woods.
Okay.
Carefully and gingerly. I'm waiting for this to explode in my face. Actually, could I investigate it for any kind of... I mean, I can't really can I do my best to investigate for traps?
Yes, you can do your best to investigate for traps. As a tinker, I allow you to investigate for traps, and that is a D20, or a nat 20. So yeah, it is magically warded, although you do not feel like it is a magical bag.
Okay, so I'm not going to open this up.
That's fine.
Mav and I think at some point we should probably try to figure out a way to work through this.
Okay.
Tomorrow at least.
Yeah,
Mav
no,
needs
that's fine.
to sleep.
Yeah, no. Tomorrow.
Mav's looking a little haggard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's had a rough day.
Yeah.
So, you guys heading back to town then? After you searched it?
Yeah. I mean, is it too far to get there tonight, or should we sleep outside?
I would like to get there as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So,
No, we
I just don't know if I the horses.
So,
I don't want to spend an overnight outside with this guy.
no.
I don't either.
So, I would suggest we just get rolling with the horses.
Yeah, let's head back.
Second.
Okay. So you guys start heading back. Filbert's got the bag of holding. He's headed back to town. You guys are headed along with him. Who's carrying the other bag?
Filbert's got the bag of holding.
Yeah, it's
No,
in my
Filbert's got
mouth.
the bag of holding.
Filbert had the bag of holding.
Yeah, I think Mav had the bag of holding.
Who's got the leather pouch? You guys all...
I probably still have it.
Okay, Thanix got the leather
Unless
pouch.
somebody gave me a reason to have it, I think I would hold on to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So you guys travel back, and at a quick pace on horseback, it takes you about 5 hours to get back. The horses are tired as well, and so you get back late into the night. The town is mostly recovered from the party. It's a quiet evening in town, though. Nobody's out, and usually there's still a few people out late at night, and there's a lot of guards on patrol, but the guards on patrol are leaning against the walls they're still recovering. You get back to town, get your rest in, and then the next day head over. I suppose you wouldn't. You have a prisoner to drop off.
Yeah,
we would drop the prisoner off in the jail.
Okay.
It'd be great to do that as soon as we got into.
You drag him in, and the guards are like, "What is that?"
He is the reason that the whole town feels like garbage.
Is that some sort of creature?
it is
Yeah.
some sort
It's
of creature.
it's a fey creature.
Oh! Is that contagious?
Yes.
Not to you.
Oh gosh!
I'll show him my hand. I'll show him my hand and say, yes, it's contagious.
He looks at you, and then he kind of puts his hand on his weapon, and he points over to a hallway where the cells are at. He's like, "Put it in there."
I would tell him that he should remain gagged.
Yeah,
bound.
as a point of order on the 5 hour it took to get home,
Mm-hmm.
I would be thinking I would be focused on manacles that also stop the fingers from moving around.
Sure.
Whether or not I could be able to put that together quick enough to go home, make this, and bring it back to him.
No, I don't think so, because it would take some experimenting, and then there'd be some sizing involved, so it wouldn't be something you could crank out quick, but it would be something you could get the next day or so.
Okay.
So you guys take Ulrin over to this the cell area. Filbert, you get very uncomfortable, because the last time you were here, you got yourself killed.
Yep. I don't like that at all.
Yeah. The guards are not going to wake the magistrate at this hour, but they tell you come back later in the day, and they'll settle up with you. You dump him in the cell. You tell him not to let him speak, not to let him do anything. You basically inform him of Ulrin's capabilities, and as you drop him down, you could swear it sounds like he's crying.
Good.
And you all go to bed that evening, and that's where I think we'll stop for tonight. It's getting a little late. I'll put rewards up in Discord and all that good stuff. So, and
That sounds awesome.
yeah, you guys, the town will obviously deal with the dispersion of the goods that were there, but there were a few other trinkets in that bag that nobody's gonna claim. So,
Okay.
I'll put that up in Discord, and then yeah.
Yes, those.
That's a surprisingly difficult image to find.
Yeah.
At least, and not an SFW.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
They're awesome.
That's where we're stopping.
Awesome.
Did you guys like my Satyr'day Night Fever adventure?
Satyr'day Night Fever.
Oh my gosh. I love it.